England gave themselves a chance to chase a dramatic series victory by close of play on the fourth day of their second test, being played out at Trent Bridge on Monday, or starting on Monday at least. So the Kiwis lost 5 wickets for 110 in a tense evening session, and now head into the final day with a lead of 238 with 3 wickets left. New Zealand faced a pretty difficult period today and earlier this morning as they try to bat their way to safety, at least at this stage. Daryl Mitchell is currently on 32 not out, with Matt Henry on 8. And if England can rattle the tail, they'll fancy themselves in a thrilling run chase. Could go down to the wire. England chased down 277 to win the first test at Lord's, thanks to a Joe Root century. So it really is on the card. So we'll watch that story unfold, but that's where we leave our sport for now. Let's bring you up to speed with some cold, wet and windy weather conditions.
Yes, indeed, just like Mr. G said, cold, wet and windy conditions are expected to set in on the southern half of the Northern Cape, spreading to the southern Free State overnight today, says the South African Weather Service. Now, a yellow level 3 warning for wind that may damage formal and informal settlements has been issued for the southern Namakwa district, the interior of the Western Cape, as well as the city of Cape Town, as you can hear right now. Now, a yellow level 2 warning for coastal wind resulting in difficult sea navigation is also expected between Table Bay as well as Plettenberg Bay. A yellow level 4 warning for heavy rain leading to flooding is also expected over the Cape Metropole, the Cape Winelands as well as the Overberg. Now this as roads, intersections and major commuter routes were partially flooded in parts of Cape Town yesterday. The wet weather is expected to cause more disruption throughout the week. There's also a serious threat of further flooding in low-lying areas as well as several informal settlements. The South African Weather Service's Venetia Pakula has warned of more heavy rains in other parts of the country as well. From weather news to sunrise views, we love starting the morning showcasing the sunrise images received from our viewers on the Expresso WhatsApp line. Now we had Cordell Hammond from the city of Gold, Johannesburg, who captured this incredible shot of the sky lighting up with an orange hue as the sun begins to rise in the distance. Mela Alexander from East London also shared this early morning shot as she overlooks her neighborhood while with the sun still creeping in through the trees. What a great way to start the day. We love seeing it. Then again, just a reminder, don't forget, if you would like to share your sunrise images with us, simply send it through to our WhatsApp line. That number is 063-408-8863. That being said, let me get you geared up for the rest of the day. With those temperatures for you, Polokwane, it is a low of 7 that will peak at 22. If you're out and about in Umbombela today, sunshine is coming your way with a range of 13 to 29. For you, Pretoria, partly cloudy conditions are expected, ranging from 8 to 20, as well as the city of Gold, Johannesburg, ranging from 4 to 17. Mahikeng for you, 220. Klerksdorp can be seen with a low of 3 and a high of 19, as well as Kimberley for you, it is a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 17. Bloemfontein for you, -1 can be expected, and then it will peak at 17, as well as Richards Bay for you, it is 18-29. Pietermaritzburg, 10-26. Durban can be seen with a range of 16 to 26, as well as for you, Mthatha, your minimum is 5 with a maximum of 23. East London for you, 12-24. Craddock, rain is expected today in your part of the country with a range of 3 to 16. Gqeberha for you, it is 10-22, as well as George can be seen with a range of 8 to 20. Now the mother city, Cape Town, do expect an 86% chance of rain today. That will range from 9 to 16. Woesterd for you, it is 4-11. Sutherland, snow is coming your way on this Tuesday with a low of 0. It will only peak at 5, and in Uppington for you, your low is 3 with a maximum of 17. Well, that is where I leave your weather here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Well, the rain falling above really is our cue to get the puffer jackets out, and I think they are dominating this winter and the winter kind of narrative and our aesthetic undoubtedly, and we are embracing it. So today is officially hashtag Tuesday, which means I need you guys to be my brain this morning and help me choose between these two very cool and very on-point puffers. So I give you option 1 in honor of the Matrix is the long line hooded puffer with extra length to protect you from the cold. And it is cold out there and it is wet out there, so that extra protection could come in really handy today. Then we've got option 2, which is in a funky grey. And this is a slightly more cozy puffer featuring a classy funnel neck that will ensure comfort and style and, of course, ultimately warmth across the board. They are made from beautiful fabrics that feel great as well. So they look and feel good. I don't mind which one. The choice is up to you. So please help me out here. Which one will it be? The choice is yours. Head on over to Expresso's social media pages and then you can cast your votes on your favourite puffer jacket from Woolies. Don't forget to include that hashtag styled by Woolies. I'll appreciate your help. Thanks, man. Donna?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back.
Everybody.
It's so good to have you in our care. We did promise you a continuation of a subject that we broke last week. We are dealing with the sinuses. I think a lot of people are struggling at the moment. I think it comes with the shift in season maybe, but millions of people around the world are affected by it and can be extremely intensely affected, causing pain to other parts of the head. It can be extremely mild as well, and we just live with it. Maybe it lasts for a couple of days. One way or another, it is affecting a lot of people, and with the change of season and the change in the air, sinusitis can be more prevalent than during other times of the year, as your body kind of makes that adjustment to the alerting weather conditions. And boy, haven't we experienced weather conditions from every angle.
Oh, absolutely. That's why we brought in a panel today to discuss this. Topic is ear, nose and throat specialist Dr. Gary Krokamp, as well as personal trainer Heinrich Besson. Please join us if you have a question about sinusitis. Send us a WhatsApp voice note. We'd love to hear from you. That number again is 063 408 8863. Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Good
morning.
Heinrich, I know the air's a bit thinner up there where you exist, so I don't know.
I was waiting for the first joke.
I'm sorry, I have to do it. I haven't seen you in a few weeks. I just had to get it out there. But Doc, I'm going to start with you. Sinusitis, we talk about it, we hear about it, but I don't think a lot of people actually take on board what it is. So break it down for us in as simple terms as possible. What is sinusitis?
Well, basically, sinuses are air spaces in your face, and because they're air spaces, they need to be ventilated so that they can drain. So they've got tiny little openings. And if you get sick with a cold or virus, and even COVID these days, or if you have allergies, then those little tiny air spaces can block. Exactly. And they produce too much mucus, and then you get discomfort and pain, and then you can get a bacterial infection on top of that.
So often when people describe their signs and symptoms of sinusitis, it often sounds quite similar to COVID-19. How do we differentiate between the two? What are some of the keynotes that we can say that you don't have COVID and you just have sinuses?
So that was a focus right at the beginning of the COVID epidemic, to try to tell the difference. But these days, with Omicron being quite mild, it's functioning almost like a normal viral infection, certainly in the sinuses. And so you start off with itching and sneezing and congestion and runny nose. And then when you get a sinusitis what happens is that when those sinuses become blocked and you get pain. So that's about a week to 10 days after the initial signs of the infection. So I would say at the beginning, it's more likely to be a viral infection like COVID, but if it lasts for longer than about a week to 10 days, then you're looking at a bacterial sinusitis.
Yeah, before I ask you 10 questions about COVID that you're not prepared for.
I'm ready.
I'm ready for it. We've all come to terms with that. We've got Kerry, I think, weighed in on our WhatsApp line. Let's hear what she had to say.
Good morning. One of the allergies I developed weirdly was allergy to chocolate, but the other thing that I developed was fibromyalgia. So ever since COVID, I'm in constant pain.
I've heard of it before. We've dealt with it. I know in medical circles it's a bit of a grey area, fibromyalgia, but I think a lot of people have had time to kind of hold a mirror up to themselves physically and been asked some big physical questions. And boy, do we know ourselves well after 2 years of lockdown and having gone through the ringer in the sense. But thank you so much, Kerry. Keep those comments coming on our WhatsApp line. 06340888863 is the line to use.
Definitely. In terms of physical, exercise and just nutrition, how important does that play in sinusitis and just coming to terms with dealing with all these symptoms?
Well, I think generally sinusitis, as mentioned, is kind of like a viral infection in a sense. So I think a lot of the rules kind of apply, which you kind of want to apply to, I want to say, long COVID or just generally colds and flus. You kind of want to be just cautious, first and foremost. If you do feel struggle breathing, it's okay to exercise, first of all, if you feel up to it. If you don't, then obviously you're going to have to take a bit of a breather. But generally, even if you feel up to it and you do feel a bit of slight, I want to say, impaired breathing, then definitely do take it easy. But again, it's not necessarily, again, in a mild case, you probably don't have to necessarily say to yourself, you have to sit out, but you got to be conscious. And I mean, it's probably the difficult thing for anybody exercising. You kind of do want to just push through and go for it because, you hear all these slogans about just no pain, no gain. But, you got to be smart about it as well at the end of the day.
Yeah, and also you end up weakening the body, and I know we do need it. I think, a lot of us have that physical crutch now. We need it from an emotional perspective to get out there and move to boost ourselves. But read the room, I always say, just kind of do a little self-assessment and get to know how you're feeling. Why can it just go away, and why does it persist, Doc? Why do we have such a sliding scale in that sinusitis space?
So there are people with anatomical blockages or narrowings, and those are the people that tend to, when they get a cold, tend to suffer, for weeks and months afterwards. So we call it chronic sinusitis when it goes on for more than about 3 months, and that's a bad situation because, the antibiotics aren't working, people are using washes and rinses and nose drops and Sinutabs and just not getting better. And we look at those people differently to the acute sinusitis, which is the one that happens immediately after a viral infection. And you need to treat that differently. You need to use steroid nasal sprays, and you need to rinse with lots of saline and try and get on top of it that way.
Hit it hard, hit it fast, okay? There is no space for sinusitis. I joke about it because so many people are affected by this, and we do talk about it being a scale. Some people very heavily so. We'd love to hear from you if you have dealt with it, and especially if you've come up with some ingenious solutions, maybe something that Doc has mentioned right now. If you're training on it, how do you deal with it? Let us know. 0634088 or 408 8863. So that's 3 8s, eh?
Yes.
3 8s. So don't throw in a fourth, and we'd love to hear from you. Bring us those voice notes, please.
Yes, we would absolutely love to hear from you. And speaking of you, we're going to sort you out with something special this morning. Now, we're going to put a workout together, get you warmed up. Obviously, the weather has been bright and chilly, but a workout should be developed around a person's age, your goals, nutritional strategy, your free time, and a lot of other variables on top of that. Now, not only that, but it's also easy to overcomplicate this process because there are so many. I mean, there's literally an infinite number of exercises, sets, reps, and all the schemes that you put together to choose from. So, I mean, it can be overwhelming. But don't worry, we've got the specialist here. You just heard him chatting on the couch, becoming a health professional of some sorts, I see, and he's here to help us figure out the perfect workout for you. It's Heinrich Basson in the building. Brother, how are we doing?
We're good. Let's just had a bit of a rest, so we're ready to get moving.
I see so,
It's the best way to start the morning, I suppose.
It is. The mind's awake now, so it's time to obviously let the body do the exact same thing.
Exactly.
I think for a lot of us at home now, during winter, during this time, we kind of get cuddled up in bed a little bit longer than we should. So this is a good reason to obviously get out of bed, right? Not only just physical health, but that correlates to your mental health too, which is also important now. I see you've been working hard this winter in the gym. I see the man's looking absolutely shredded.
We try.
I saw those black and white pictures, man.
We try. I mean, I think like one of the most major things with winters, it's already difficult to kind of get moving, but I feel if you've got a plan, it makes it so much easier when you do get into exercising space. And that's obviously what we're trying to do today with constructing a workout.
Let's
just
talk
basic.
about that plan. How do we construct that? How we put it together?
I think the important thing is there's basically what we'll do today is for the average person out there. I mean, there are numerous things you can still add in, but you know, we're going to just break it down to sort of upper body, lower body, a bit of a mixture of the two, and then into a bit of high intensity. And that sort of covers, I want to say, the four, basic principles of your average exercise. Exactly.
Yeah, I like that. All right, let's get straight into
it.
it.
We're just going to sort of run through and give some examples as to how you can do that. So let's just look at lower body. First of all, I'm going to give two options, a milder option and then probably a little bit of a spicier one. So just nice and mild, there's a bit of functionality and flexibility involved. So you're squatting down. As we come up, we're going to go opposite hand, opposite foot. So you're going lift, squat, other side.
Okay, I see.
Squat, other side, and squat. And again, here you're just getting that squat element, but you're also getting the functionality with actually loosening up the hamstrings as you kick out and reach.
It's a bit of fun as well. It's like a little dance, you know?
Exactly.
Like, just get
bit of a shuffle. So from there, a bit of spicy option, you're going to put the feet together, a bit of a jump. So we're going to go jumping outwards and landing in a squatted position.
Oh, nice.
Chest and chin up. So from there, you're going jump, touch, back up.
Okay,
nice
so
and easy.
Touch, back up.
Exactly. Switch, up, switch, up, and you can kind of get into a nice little bouncing rhythm here. And you want to ensure that you're landing softly. That's probably the main feature. Exactly. You don't want to hear somebody doing this.
I like that spicy option, man. That was cool.
So from there, we're going to a bit of upper body work. So again, this is a bit of a slower pace, if you want to call it that, but quite a focus on core-based work as well. So you're going to start off in a push-up position. All we're doing is dropping the elbows one at a time. So keeping the back straight, keeping the body still. So you're going drop, drop, up, up.
Oh, and I'm assuming the goal is to try not shake around too much.
Exactly. I mean, shaking is fine as long as we can keep the body nice and still. That's the main thing.
Okay,
so we'll do another one. Down, down, up, up. And once
Notice that already. The first rep, I kind of just went down. Second one, try to keep more stable. Immediately feeling it in the core.
And
I love that.
The thing you have to remember is also, if you're leading with the same arm, you've got to differentiate. You don't want to sort of become overly dependent on pushing up off the same arm each and every time. So you do have to do both sides, essentially.
Balance is key. I love that.
Next up, a little full body movement. So it kind of, I want to say, blends into what one can call full body as well, but just some half burpees. So when I say half burpees, nice and easy, starting position, standing, hands go down, feet kick out, jumping up, and standing up.
So it's just the chest that's not touching the floor.
Exactly. So it's just a bit of a more full body blend to it, if you want to call it that. And then the last one, just high intensity, some mountain climbers. So again, similar push-up position, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and keep pushing through.
Okay, I love that, man.
So you want to run through it in
Let's put it all through together. One big session.
Flowing circle.
How are we working when it comes to the rep scheme and when it comes to sets exactly for something like this?
So if you want to look at, and again, we can sort of go, we're just going to run through an example of it. But if we start off with the squats and the kicks, essentially, we'll go for 10 reps to start off with. So we're going squat, kick, squat, kick, squat, kick, squat, kick, squat. Again, keep the opposite hand, opposite leg. Just 2 more, kick, 1 more, kick, and recover. So again, a nice little 10. You can even push that up to 20. If we go into our jumps,
straight into the jumps.
So we're going 1, up, 2, up, 3, up, 4, up, 5, up, 6, 7.
I don't feel winter anymore, I can tell you that much. The warmth is back.
9, and last one. And recover.
Oh, nice. Okay.
If we're heading into a half burpee, similar concept, considering it takes a little bit longer, we'll just do 5 for the sake of this morning to run through it. So hands down, feet out, up, and stand. You want to go down, up, extend the hip. Boom. There we go.
And it's allowing me to concentrate on some of the important parts, especially those hips.
And recover.
Those glutes to kind of work. I like that. It's more like an efficiency in that sense.
Exactly. You just want to kind of tick the boxes, as you mentioned. Commandos next up.
All right.
So from there, we're going to do just one arm. We'll do 3 reps, and then we'll switch. So right arm down, right up, left up. Same side. Boom, boom. 1 more. Other side, left down. And again, this is what we mentioned earlier about ensuring you keep alternating the either alternate with every rep or finish them off and recover. And then last but not least, a mountain climbers.
Nice.
Sort of
let's finish up strong, brother. How many reps are you going for?
Considering mountain climbers do go quite fast, you can push the reps up.
Okay.
So let's go for 20 nice and controlled.
Right.
Wrist space.
Zanzi, hope you're joining us. Last exercise of the day. This is a beautiful workout. It's set 1, 20 reps. Let's hit it. Let's go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and recover.
Nice, man.
So,
If my body was a box, it's fully ticked. I think we literally hit every single part of it. The upper body is sorted, lower body as well as the core, which is also important. But beyond that, that was fun, man. It wasn't too complicated. It wasn't too overwhelming. I think a lot of people can do that, even you're starting your journey, or even if you're a professional like this guy over here. Clearly, we both had the breath. Clearly, we both still got stimulation out of this. At the same time, kind of felt like a fun dance.
I think the important thing is as well, it's just about what you make of it at the end of the day. You know, you can take the most basic exercise and you can turn it into something really difficult or really mild. It depends on what, I suppose, your fitness level is, first of all, and also what you're trying to get out of it. Before you exercise, decide what you want to get out of it. Makes the journey so much better.
Zanzi, I hope you enjoyed that one. That was education on top of fitness at the same time. 2 birds, 1 stone. You're getting all the bang for your buck this morning. If you want to carry on getting warmed up and get the calories burning, then continue with these sets because you're going to absolutely love it and you're going to feel it today. Trust me, the best way to start your day. But otherwise, if not, don't stress. We got you covered. You can follow this man online and get some more workouts. Otherwise, let the show continue. Nice stuff, brother. I love that one.
What's beta-glucan? Hello, do you know what beta-glucan is? What is beta-glucan? No one knows what beta-glucan is.
Beta-glucan is a natural fiber in jungle oats that helps lower cholesterol and keep hearts well.
Jungle, do life with heart.
Add a little sunshine. Everflu C Immune Booster Plus, now with vitamin D. Brought to you by Pharmadynamics.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're continuing with our health discussion, and it's all about sinusitis. Now, overlapping symptoms can make it difficult to determine if you have a sinus infection, do you have sinusitis, or COVID-19. Well, these issues are compounded when we spend long hours indoors due to the weather or quarantines. And here to take us through some of the major differences between the two is ear, nose, and throat specialist, Dr. Gary Krokamp. And if you have any questions about sinusitis, you can send us a WhatsApp voice note on 063-408-8863, as well as personal trainer Heinrich Basson is also here to answer any questions you have with regards to physical as well as nutrition for your body.
Yeah, Heinrich, I'm wanting to know about the effects of long COVID and how people can train through that. So we're going to touch on that in just a moment. But can you believe it? Adele has called in all the way from Pretoria, not from overseas. So Adele, we say hello. What she had to say on our voice note, our WhatsApp line is this.
Good morning, Expresso show. This is Adele Erasmus. I've been struggling with sinus since ever, and after COVID, it's worse. I've got a nasal drip that is permanently there. Any advice on that? How can I get rid of it, or how can I make it better? Yes.
Please. Adele, I can hear the frustration in Adele's voice.
Yeah, Adele's annoyed.
Yeah.
Post-nasal drip is a bit of a nebulous symptom. It can mean many different things. And, anything from sinuses to allergies to infection, but also even reflux. Acid reflux can irritate your throat and make it feel like there's mucus at the back of your throat all the time. So if it's a nasal drip with other nasal symptoms, then I'd recommend as a first line just to rinse out the nose with saline. Try and do that every day. There's commercial kits available. You can make it yourself. Half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of bicarb.
Get onto TikTok. I guarantee you'll find 10 million ways of doing it. Yeah.
So you can pour it in neti pots. You can squeeze it in. You can syringe it in. Just rinses away all the irritants, the allergens, the things that are annoying your nose. And if it gets worse, if it doesn't maintain with a saline, then I would go into one of those nasal steroid sprays, which really reduce all the mucus being produced.
And then, just from a doctor's perspective, how would you approach a case like that? Would you do a swab, get it tested, look for bacterial infection, make any assumptions about the viral load? I use words that have come up over the last 2 years. How do you approach something like that? Should this not work, what should she be doing in terms of searching for help?
Well, look, if someone sees me with this kind of problem, my job is sorting out the sinuses, so I'll actually have a look inside the nose. So I'll get my eye, and what I do is I use a little scope, flexible scope, and I put it into the nose, and I'm looking for things like polyps in the nose that are, chronic irritation. I'm looking for mucus that's draining, discoloration, green, yellow, clear, whatever, and I'm getting an assessment.
Start putting the pieces together.
Yeah, exactly. So, and plus those systemic symptoms, if you're getting other symptoms as well, that gives you more of a clue, But, if it's just the nose, then we'll treat the nose and see how it goes. We'll use time as a diagnostic tool over the course of, 3 to 4 weeks and see if we can get it under control.
I'm sure Adele is so happy with that. Well, the WhatsApp line is buzzing. We also have Minnie that weighed in with this question on the WhatsApp line.
Hi, Miss Minnie. I know what you're talking about. I have sinus and high fever. I have constant headaches and it's always running nose and it feels like you're all the time sick.
Is this an extreme case? Is Minnie an extreme case where she has a runny nose, she's constantly feeling sick? In terms of how far along in sinusitis in her journey is she? How far along is she?
So what you come to my office, you'll see like 40 people like Minnie in our waiting room. And you've got to try and decide, is it allergy or is it sinuses? Because they're very similar. So people with allergy have, congestion, headache, drippiness, and people with chronic sinusitis have much the same. So as I said, we'll look with a scope, we'll try and get an idea, and if they're not responding to sprays and washes, then I'll get a CT scan of their sinuses, and then you can tell exactly. If the sinuses are clear, then we can focus on the allergy, avoiding allergens, rinsing it all away, maybe thinking about antihistamines and those steroid sprays. But if it's sinuses and you're not responding to treatment, then you might be looking at surgery to open the sinuses and make sure that they're draining and ventilating.
All right, now we're going to talk about that thing that in the world of science, no one really knows what it is, but we've given it a label. We've called it long COVID because we're seeing effects of COVID in so many ways that we haven't had the chance to study the data and really figure out what's going on. Yet every day we have to get up, go to work, train. How many people in your space have had long-term effects from COVID? And what's your recommendation for people to train through it? Because we've got to get on with our lives, man.
Yeah, I mean, generally, I think it's difficult to not interact with somebody who is struggling with long COVID or currently has COVID or whatever the case might be. It is prevalent. So you've got to understand what you need to do about it, though. And I mean, being in the health and fitness industry, specifically a trainer as well, I'm always going to be an advocate for exercising, but I think it's important to notice what's the difference between exercising and actually just being active, because there is a difference. You don't necessarily have to be exercising per se, but you can you can move. You can be a little bit active, So generally, I would say, with even some of my clients, it's generally about gauging, first of all, where they're at. If you can understand where you're at, you can then formulate a plan to kind of combat whatever you're feeling. So in extreme cases where people have been struggling with excessive long COVID, I always do suggest, whether it is getting up and walking around the house 2 laps, You know, just through your house, doesn't matter how big or how small, whether you have a one-bedroom apartment, whether you have a two-story house, it doesn't matter. Just walk around a bit, get moving. You can always upscale it. Take the dog out for a walk the next day or the next week. You know, after that, you can slowly venture into very light, moderate exercise. And then obviously, it's dependent on how you sort of cope with that. You can obviously just expand your horizons, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, provided you're not allergic to the dog and haven't swapped that for a cat.
Exactly. That's what's good to have both, the medical and the exercising points of view.
I'm just laughing inwardly about you saying a lap of your house, and that's not an uncommon term to use, because we've all been doing laps of our houses, our garages, our driveways for the last 2 years. You can move through long COVID, but it's about, I think, assessing, Heinrich, as he said, assessing where you're at, and if you are struggling from those long-term effects and need help in that sinusitis space, especially, go and speak to your health professional, get advice, let them check you out, and, you know, as we've said, keep those WhatsApp line notes coming. It's a safe place. You can vent, you can share with us. We understand the irritation, but we want to hear from you. 063 408 8863. That's the line to use to drop us a voice note about anything on today's show. You have free reign, go wild.
Absolutely love it. How cool is that? Where else in the world can you just put on the TV and get world-class advice? Yes, right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And we're going to keep that going and keep the energy going right now. We all know food gives you energy, so this next recipe, it's the perfect treat to spoil yourself. Let's check it out.
Soy goodness from nature. Source of plant protein. Naturally cholesterol-free, lactose-free. Made with love by Clover.
Yes, get ready for it. These cloud pancakes, yes, cloud pancakes, are delightfully fluffy Japanese pancakes that, just like a cloud, are light as air. Now, with the goodness of good old soy milk, these melt-in-your-mouth pancakes are soy good. Yes, you heard it, soy good, and they are guaranteed to make you want them every single morning for breakfast. And here to show us how it's done is Tando, of course, the beautiful in a dark green number, which I absolutely love. How are we doing this morning?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited. It's a beautiful day to obviously celebrate. It's Tuesday. We're being healthy. So, I mean, what more can we not celebrate, right?
And it's pancakes.
And it's pancakes!
Pancakes are the best.
They are my best. And also, remember, like, I'm an aficionado when it comes to making pancakes in the mountain. So I'm paying attention to this because...
Am I standing on the wrong side?
No.
Do you need to be?
No, because I'm here to learn, because this is something I've never tried, Japanese style, so I'm here to listen to the professional. Show us how it's done.
So I'm going to put you to work immediately.
Okay, nice.
I need you to separate eggs for me.
Okay.
Egg whites in here and yolk in here.
All right, I got you. What are you going to be up to?
And then I've got flour in here, some sugar, and baking powder.
Oh, you said separate, eh?
Separate.
Oh, okay, I missed that point, but don't worry, I got you.
It's okay. There we go. You saved
Cool. Step one, you want to keep the yellows as well, the yolk, right?
Yes, you can keep them. You can make scrambled eggs later.
Nice.
You can, you can make whatever, bake some stuff later. Don't throw it away.
I like to sometimes when I do this, I actually spoil my little pup. He absolutely loves all the nutrition in the egg yolk as well, so we can mix it up in his food and just give him a little bit of treat as well. So waste not.
Thank you.
Waste not. All right, what's next?
Cream of tartar in here.
Cream of tartar? Getting fancy, yeah?
And then you're gonna whisk this for me.
Okay, whisk it with the machine, or should I just go old school?
With the machine.
I'm always scared of these things. Last time I tried it, it was everywhere. But I think the aim is to keep it down.
Down.
Okay,
And
you can go faster than this.
You can.
Come on,
There
nature
we
boy,
go.
you got this. Okay.
Even
That's what
faster.
we thought. Okay, all right, you got this.
It's okay.
Okay, we can go pro mode. Pro mode, initiate. Sorry, I'm a kid in the kitchen. When you bring out power tools, any man, he gets a little bit excited, I think.
Okay.
How's this looking though? All fluffed up?
Keep going.
All right.
We're taking it to stiff. Because you want it super aerated.
Okay.
And that's going to be the cloud in the pancakes.
I was wondering how they're going to get that, because currently all the ingredients kind of seem the same as a normal pancake.
Yeah.
Like, where's the Japanese fluff coming through? I see you now, I see you.
Keep going.
All right. If I didn't have one of these beautiful machines, could I do this by hand?
By hand.
Take a little bit longer? Same time, a good workout, I guess. Burn some cows
Switch
in the
between
meal.
the hands, balance.
I like that.
Keep going.
So currently, what is this at? Is this just fluff, but it's not stiff enough?
It's not, so this is probably at like soft.
Okay.
Soft to medium. Okay, then stop.
We're learning.
You can stop now. And then lift. And we've got it.
You like
There we
that?
go. I like
Yes,
that.
I got it. We got it.
Now we're
I'm
going
so excited
to-
and proud of myself because I don't know how that was going to go, but we got it. We did it well. And now the hero ingredient arrives.
About
Just
2
on that note,
tablespoons.
2 tablespoons of that. Let me talk to Mzansi about how cool this is. Because Clover Good Hope soy milk is, yes, it is dairy-free. Although it's a milk, it's dairy-free, and it's great for drinking as is, as well as baking and cooking. And it also is preservative-free. Now, as well as a source of good protein and good nutritional value, Clover Good Hope soy milk is also high in omega-3 and low in sodium. So we're ticking so many boxes when it comes to the good meal. And of course, with that hero ingredient, how could you say no?
Please, can you pass me a spatula?
Spatula. I was going to pass you this, but you luckily taught me that this is an egg lifter.
Correct. And
Ooh, yes.
that one
Learning. We
is
learned.
the spatula.
There you go, chef.
And then we're just going to mix this through and then fold this into here.
It's almost like reminding me of a cake.
It's similar. It's like to like a chiffon, like those lighter
Yes,
cakes.
that's exactly it.
There we go.
So fancy.
And then you're actually also going to pass me a spoon and the egg lifter.
Okay.
Ready for the egg lifter.
Egg lifter. If anyone didn't know, this is not a spatula. It's an egg lifter.
There you go.
And a spoon. Wait, that's a bit of a soup spoon. Let me grab you a normal spoon. There we go.
Thank you.
All right, I'm watching this thing because it's like, it's a marvel. Seeing if the fluff still stays there. Are we going to keep that aerated feeling?
And you want to fold it in. So figure of 8, fold it in so that you don't defeat like the purpose of
all the work we just put in.
Exactly.
So folding it allows you to keep that like aeration and keep that fluff and that softness, keep that Japanese authenticity.
Then we're gonna
into the pan it goes.
There we go.
So delicate.
Be nice to it. We need it to stay
Everyone's
alive.
just like dead silence, like I don't think anyone's done this before. I think that's the beauty of this as well. Everyone's watching in awe because when and how often have you put like a plump of fluff into a pan, and then waiting for it to come out into a pancake? I mean, that is excitement on its own, right?
And imagine this when you're eating it with syrup or honey.
Yes,
and
please,
it's
of
just
course.
super
And
light.
you can head over to expresso.com if you want this recipe inspiration. We are almost there. We're making cloud pancakes inspired from Japan, and it's made with a Good Hope dairy-free alternative, which is soy good, as we've said. And once that's done, you fast forward into the future and you'll get one of these. Let me walk over and show you how good this actually looks, because this one's been drizzled in honey.
And tell me how it tastes.
Oh my gosh, look at it. It's squishy, it's soft, it looks so good. And you can find it on expresso.com. And oh, let me tell you, Mzansi, this is something you're absolutely going to love. Well done, Tando. I hope you enjoyed that. Mzansi, go get this recipe. You're going to absolutely love it.
Made with love by Clover.
Are you a newly qualified chef looking to pocket a whopping 15,000 Rand in cash and the title of Excellent Young Chef for 2022? Then listen up and enter now. Entry is easy. Simply follow the Excellent Young Chef competition link on Afternoon Express's Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram pages and upload a video of you sharing your name, a short intro about yourself, when and where you qualified, and your signature Excella dish using Excella Thai long grain rice, sunflower oil, or mayonnaise. T's and C's do apply and can be found on afternoonexpress.co.za.
Welcome back as we continue our medical discussion this morning. Ear, nose and throat specialist, Dr. Gary Crocump. I know Gary Ocump is sitting at home going, yeah, I told you, no, it's not. For a moment, I did think you had snuck in here with a different name. No, we got the doc with us today, and we've got Heinrich Besson, of course, a trusted source of information in the health and fitness space for us on this show, and we are delving a little deeper into a topic around sinusitis, but also where long COVID comes in, and a lot of people dealing with both the same thing, and of course we put it to you guys to weigh in on the conversation as well, and you have done so, dropping us voice notes on 0634088863, and we've got Lee from Cape Town weighing in right now. Let's hear.
Good morning, team, and good morning to the doctor. I just want to know, doctor, after this COVID I've lost my smell of my sense of smell, and it's very irritating me. How long will this take?
Oh, buddy, I'm sure this is one of the myriad of new things that have been written down on a new chart somewhere, and as much as we know that you're an ENT and you're not a respiratory specialist, so many of the long COVID kind of discussions are around issues of the nose, of the sinuses, of smell. Why does your smell go with COVID, and when can it come back?
Well, it's a very interesting one because, you know, we had people losing their sense of smell before COVID, of course. People wasn't quite as well known, but any viral infection can cause damage, and what happens is it's the nerve endings that get damaged by COVID. It's a neurological injury. And it can be variable. It can come back after 2 or 3 weeks. It can come back but not be quite right, so things smelling a bit off.
My beautiful mother-in-law smelt rotting meat with most things. Can you imagine?
Imagine.
Eating your cereal and smelling rotten meat.
Yes, exactly. And then, you know, there are a small subset of people where it never comes back, so I don't want to be too pessimistic, but, you know, dealing with a lack of sense of smell means you can't smell off food, you can't smell gas, fire, so, you know, it's really underrated, and plus there's this whole enjoyment of food and aromas and so on that you're losing out on. It's a major quality of life issue.
Yeah, and when we eat, I think we need that to a degree.
Yeah, so most of your sense of what food is like is actually your sense of smell. Now, you're getting your basic salt, sour, sweet, umami, and bitter from your tongue, which actually isn't lost, but everything else, all the flavors, that's all sense of smell. So the question is what to do about it. You know, if we get to someone within a few weeks, we can try cortisone. That sometimes helps reduce that neurological injury by reducing the inflammation. And then nowadays there are little kits that you can get, which are sort of smell training kits to try to work with that, you know.
Coffee beans, I've seen coffee beans.
Yeah.
People use coffee beans as well to awaken the senses.
That's right. So, you know, it's a little bit nebulous. We're not sure how well it works, but there are little kits and they're not expensive. And you can work and practice and get your brain to relearn what things are supposed to smell like.
Got it. We also have Eunice from Lotus River who's also weighing in on the WhatsApp line, and she had this to say.
Good morning. My name is Eunice. I have a question about the sinusitis. Why is it that every night when you breathe, your one nose, like the other side of your nose, gets blocked? And does it have a cure?
She pleads. She asks.
Is there a cure?
So your nose, your blood flow in your nose alternates about every 2-3 hours. That's called the nasal cycle. So usually one side, if you're getting something wrong with your nose already, we don't notice it when we're well because your nose is open and so that alternation in blood flow doesn't affect you. But if you've got a cold, if you've got allergies, if you've got some structural abnormality of your nose, like a deviated septum, if you've got sinusitis, then that blood flow means that the one side is blocked for 2 or 3 hours, and then after a while, then the other side is blocked. The same thing happens when you're lying down. The blood drifts to one side, it blocks to one side of the nose. You can't breathe, you turn over, and then the other side is blocked. It's very annoying. So I think get your nose checked. Let's see if there's a problem there, a blockage. And if not, again, rinsing the nose and using a spray to reduce the inflammation will usually help quite a lot.
You know, there's a husband out there pointing at his wife, I told you it's different when I lie on the left to the right. I told you. It changes. Heinrich, you've planted a seed in me in understanding that you can train, and I use that word read the room a lot. You can train once you understand where you're at. Are there ways that we can build a health and fitness routine? Because the fitter and healthier we are, the more we move, the healthier we are, and the less susceptible to sort of viral attacks we are, and our immune system is strong. But if we're feeling those effects of long COVID, it's not like we can go out and run a 7 or 10K and get that cardio. And how do you work around that? Can you still get the most out of your body if you aren't feeling that great or maybe are dealing with sinusitis? How do you approach that for those clients that need to keep moving for yourself? Because you've also been through quite a lot in the last 2 years, yeah.
Look, I mean, I think the important thing to notice is I kind of use the term success looks different on different days.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about putting a blanket approach and saying something that if you do a workout and it's a successful workout, it means you've done 100 burpees and that's it. So anything less than 100 is an unsuccessful workout.
God, if there's anyone who's done 100 burpees today, well done, man.
Who doesn't do it for fun? Who doesn't do it for fun? So I mean, I think like it's understanding that, you know, success can look different. You need to, again, first of all, be sure where you are. If you're kind of aware of what your current state is, you know, whether it's on the morning, on the day, or just before you exercise even, it makes it a lot easier to know what you can do and can't do. So for instance, as an example, if you are feeling a bit of tightness in the chest, you obviously want to stay away from anything cardiovascular related. So that means running, anything that's essentially going to spike the heart rate, which will make you breathe a lot more rapidly. So then you can look at different movements. You can look at gently, again, walking. You can even look at doing strength works in the form of body weight stuff, body weight squat, body weight push-up. And again, there you can moderate the intensity a lot more, as opposed to with running, with skipping, with any cardiovascular movement. It's quite difficult up to a point to control your own heart rate. There will be I want to say, a region where it's just going to get higher and higher. And then that's where the trickiness comes into the equation. So I want to say, like, success looks different on every day. Today, success based on how you feel, especially if you are, I want to say, engaged in some sort of viral infection or some sort of issue, if you want to call it that, then you've got to understand that success will look different on every day. So it doesn't mean it has to only be one thing. You know, yoga is another great form of exercise, Pilates, anything that is kind of determined by how you're feeling on a
And trust me, even just doing rehab for my back after an hour and a half, I'm dripping with sweat. Like you say, it looks different every day. If you're suffering from the man flu, just getting out of bed and getting that cup of coffee in the morning, that's a success. You've won. Thank you so much to both of you. He calls himself a doctor, but he said the word umami, so I think he's a bit of a hipster, and he's got a motorbike. Come on. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for dealing with a broad range of questions this morning. Hopefully you find something helpful out there, but we need you to keep helping us. If you've got any advice on how you've dealt with long COVID, or especially with sinusitis, seeing as how prevalent it actually is, 063-408-8863 is the WhatsApp line to use. Please send us your voice notes.
Yeah, come through on that WhatsApp line, of course. And again, thank you for that incredible conversation, team, and to our esteemed panel, too. But, of course, remember, it is Tuesday. And every Tuesday, you call it what you must, we bring you Pharmacy of the Week. And now that's to acknowledge the incredible people working on the front line. So this is our way to say thank you to these brave healthcare workers. And this is proudly brought to you by Adcock Income's OTC, sponsors of Brave. So let's take a look at this week's Pharmacy of the Week. It's Lakefield Pharmacy in Benoni.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
It's so fulfilling to play a role in our community, especially those who need a professional advice, counseling in it. It's given me a heartwarming because I do something that I love and a passion on it. The COVID-19, it makes us, our pharmacy, to be part of the frontliners, and our team, it was willing to serve the community. Bravery. For me, it's like we wake up in the morning, we're going to help the people that come daily sick. Especially we are helping the people with the symptoms of the cold and flu, and some they were tested positive, and we are not quite sure with that. It makes us to be strong and have confidence.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
cold and flu symptoms disrupting your day? Adcock Ingram self-medication offers relief. Available without prescription. Adcock Ingram OTC. Adding value to life.
I know it's chilly, but come on, does that not just warm up your heart? Absolutely love seeing that. Absolutely love celebrating our heroes, of course. And this from the behalf of everybody at Expresso. We thank you and appreciate you. Now don't go anywhere. The Feel Good will continue just after this.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back, everybody. The first hour is done and dusted here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Still 2 more hours, lots of things happening in the kitchen. We also are going to introduce you to our performer for the day. But that being said, it's time to have another look at this news headlines. Mr. Raldo Morne is standing by for that.
Thank you so much, Jamie Lidamba. Of course, as you heard, it's just gone on the hour. It's time to take a look at our news headlines. And starting off on national fronts, the committee conducting the inquiry into suspended public protector Busisiwe Mkhwabane's fitness to hold office has started the process of summoning witnesses to give evidence. Now, the committee has resolved that Chairperson Richard Dianti be authorized to summons witnesses as it moves ahead with its inquiry. Now, Mkhwabane was suspended last week by President Cyril Ramaphosa pending the inquiry into her competence. Now, witnesses who could be summoned may include legal experts and various organizations which have made submissions to the committee. Now, Mkhwabane could also be required to give evidence before the committee. Next up in our news headlines, and going to Cape Town, almost 100 millimeters of rain has fallen in some areas of Cape Town since a cold front reached the province on Sunday night. Now, the city's disaster management is on high alert in anticipation of cold and wet conditions expected in the next few days. Now, the rain has also helped to control a fire in the Helderberg area over the weekend, where several homes at Somerset West were gutted. However, the continuous rain helped to bring the fire under control. And more news on this in our weather report. Well, from our national headlines, we move over to international news now, and Canada is moving to make tobacco companies print health warnings on individual cigarettes in an effort to slash the number of smokers in the country. Now, Associate Health Minister Carolyn Burnett has announced new plans to crack down on cigarette use. Now, this with the government saying tobacco was the leading preventable cause of illness and premature death in Canada. Now, Health Canada said in a statement that it plans to have the warnings printed on all individual cigarettes, cigars, as well as that have filters and cigarette tubes. Interesting stuff indeed. Now, staying over in the northern side of the world and heading over to Britain now, where the British government's first flight taking asylum seekers to Rwanda can go ahead today. Now, this being said by appeal court judges. Now, this also supports a previous decision by the High Court that it was in the, and quote, public interest for the government to carry out its policies. Now, under the scheme, some of those entering the UK illegally will be flown to Rwanda to apply for asylum there. Now, 8 people are expected to fly to the landlocked East African country this evening, and the government says the scheme will discourage dangerous journeys across the English Channel. Now, in news and more of a lighter note, perhaps staying with wild animals, being relieved of suffering is our next story, which comes all the way from India. Now, officials at the Gir forest in the western state of Gujarat noticed that a 5-year-old lion had stopped responding, in fact, showing a lack of interest even when prey was close by. Now, they knew something was wrong and that something had to be done, so they subsequently decided to dart him and take him to a rescue center where an examination showed he had mature cataracts in both eyes. Now, the doctors that tended to him then decided to perform a cataract surgery on both his eyes. Now, a cataract surgery involves replacing the eye's natural lens with one made of plastic. Now, to prepare for the operation on the lion, the doctors consulted widely, read research papers, and spoke to several experts. Now, they also studied an eye sample obtained from a dead lion after the post-mortem to understand the anatomical structure. Now, then they operated, and thankfully, everything went well. Now, the lion is now recovering and will be released back into the forest soon, and hopefully someone tells the lion's prey about this successful eye surgery. Well, on that lighter note, I'll leave you with the rest of the headlines. Here's the G-Man, of course, giving us the latest when it comes to the sport.
Thank you so much. Well, let's start with continental footballing news first. And Pitso Mosimane has now officially left Egyptian giants Al Ahly by mutual consent. That just 3 months after signing what was supposed to be a new 2-year deal as head coach. The South African led the Cairo-based side to 2 African Champions League titles after joining in 2020. But his side lost the season's final to Wydad Casablanca. The 57-year-old also secured 2 consecutive third-place finishes at the Club World Cup, proving his credentials, and included the 2021 edition that was played, obviously postponed, and played this February. Now, the decision to part ways was reached following a meeting held by Al Ahly's president, their chairman, a board member, and other members of the club's planning committee. The statement said that the club was still keen for Mosimane to continue with Ahly, but that the former South Africa and Mamelodi Sundowns boss had requested to leave the club. And staying with footballing news, this was trending all over social media yesterday with good reason. Erling Haaland says he is in the right place to fulfill his ambitions. That after completing a £51.2 million transfer to Manchester City from his old club Borussia Dortmund. The 21-year-old scored an amazing 86 goals in just 89 games for Dortmund and arrives at the Premier League champions as one of world football's, I think, most coveted forwards and transfers at the moment. He has signed now a 5-year deal until 2027 and will join the club on the 1st of July. Then elsewhere, Liverpool have reached a deal with Benfica to sign Uruguayan striker Darwin Núñez, another phenom discovery this year. The Portuguese club have confirmed this now. Benfica says a fee of £64 million, rising to a potential £85 million with add-ons, has been agreed and certainly seems warranted. The 22-year-old scored 34 times in 41 appearances across all competitions for Benfica last season, but he is a phenom in the midfield and make a worthy addition there. Then we turn to Formula One, and brilliant news from a South African perspective. Formula One is closing in on a deal for the return of a race to South Africa next year. So Formula One's president, Stefano Domenicali, flew to South Africa from Sunday's Azerbaijan Grand Prix to meet with representatives of the Kyalami circuit. Now, insiders are saying an agreement is some weeks from completion, but the target is to secure a date in 2023. Kyalami was a fixture on the calendar in the 70s and early 80s, but last held a South African Grand Prix back in 1993. There's been no Formula One race in Africa since then, and it's been an ambition of commercial rights holders Liberty Media to secure one. Let's hope for the fans' sakes that they can get this across the line, or across the checkered flag, if you will. And now finally on to cricket. New Zealand collapsed yet again to 224 for 7, as England have now given themselves a chance to chase a dramatic series victory by the close of play on the 4th day of that second test at Trent Bridge, that playing out yesterday. The Kiwis lost 5 wickets for just 110 runs in a tense evening session and head into that final day with a lead of 238 with 3 wickets left. And New Zealand faced a difficult period today, or this morning, a little bit later this morning at least, as they try to back their way to safety. Dale Mitchell currently on 32 not out, with Matt Henry on 8. And if England can rattle through the tail, then they'll fancy themselves in a thrilling run chase. Of course, they've proven what they can do. England chasing down 277 to win the first test at Lord's, thanks to that Joe Root century. So they'll need some heroics again, but it's all perfectly poised. We'll watch that unfold a little bit later this morning, but right now, time to hone in on the weather. As crazy as it's been, let's get an update.
Thank you so much, G-Man, for that sports update. Now, Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality's Water and Sanitation Director, Joseph Tatsire, says the Metro is looking at roping in the assistance of the South African National Defence Force in dealing with the growing water crisis in the city. He said the presence of the Defence Force would help ensure law and order, also with regards to the distribution of water. Meanwhile, the planned operational role of the National Department of Water and Sanitation in dealing with Nelson Mandela Bay's growing water crisis is set to be discussed at a special council meeting today. Mandela Bay Development Agency spokesperson Luvuyo Bangazi pointed out that it's the first time ever that the National Department of Water and Sanitation has intervened in the water affairs of any metro anywhere in the country. Day zero continues to loom large for Nelson Mandela Bay as its main supply dams teeter at just 12% of total combined capacity. And our thoughts and prayers are certainly going out to Nelson Mandela Bay as they're nearing day zero. Then, on a more positive note, we move on to those sunrise views captured by you at home. Now, Andrew Harris from Belito captured this beautifully silhouetted photo of the sun rising up over the mountains in the distance. Absolutely stunning. We also had Elmarie Kivett from Mossel Bay, who shared yet another winning shot, showing off the silhouetted view over her area as the sun peaks up over the horizon. Definitely a way to start the Tuesday morning. That being said, here are the temperatures for the rest of the country. For you, Polokwane, it is a low of 7. That will peak at 22. If you find yourself in Umbombela on this Tuesday, do expect a low of 13. That will peak at 29. For you, Pretoria, your minimum is 8 with a maximum of 20, as well as Johannesburg, the city of gold, can expect a range of 4 to 17. Mahikeng, for you, it is 220. Klerksdorp can be seen with a range of 3 to 19, as well as Kimberley, for you, it is a low of 1 that will peak at 17. Bloemfontein, for you, it is -1 with a high of 17, as well as Richards Bay can expect some partly cloudy conditions on this Tuesday, ranging from 18 to 29. For you, Pietermaritzburg, it is 10-26. Durban can be seen with a low of 16 and a high of 26, as well as for you, Mthatha, it is a low of 5 that will peak at 23. East London do expect a range of 12 to 24. Cradock expects 70% chance of rain on this Tuesday with a range of 3 to 16, as well as GQ Gqeberha coming through with a low of 10 and a high of 22. George, your minimum is 8 with a maximum of 20. The mother city, Cape Town, ranging from 9 to 16 with an 86% chance of rain, as well as Worcester, for you, 80% chance of rain, ranging from 4 to 11. Sutherland, snow is coming your way with a minimum of 0, peaking at only 5. And then for you, Uppington, ranging from 3 to 17. Well, that is where I leave your 7 a.m. weather update, but we'll definitely have another one on the top of the hour, but that is where I leave it on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Thank you so much, Emily Domberg. And it's looking a bit chilly in some parts of the country. And earlier, Graham was actually asking you to help him choose between 2 comfy and stylish puffer jackets. And that's, of course, to get ready for the cold that's coming through right now. So option 1 was the hooded long line puffer with extra length, and that's to obviously protect him from the cold. And option 2 was also a cozy puffer featuring a classy funnel neck that will ensure comfort and style. Before we find out who the winner is, let's have a look at some of your comments, Mzansi. And again, I want to thank you so much for coming through with your votes, but let's see who's first up. We've got Teresa Micah saying, good morning, fam. Definitely option 2, the grey one. And also at Jamie, I love your hairstyle. I know, it's pretty cool, eh? But look how she's just stealing the thunder away from Gia. I know, she does that all the time. Next up, we've got Lerlin Fasi saying, definitely the cozy puffer. Obida Sali comes through and says, hello, G-Man, you look great in anything. He does. But for me, number 2, indeed, obviously using all those hashtags. We've got Mapefo Lekota saying, I think number 2, it looks like number 2 is in the lead. A cozy puffer with a funnel neck will look good on him. I agree with you. Alexander Monarch says one on his left hand. I'm assuming that's option 2 as well. It looks great. Yes, it does. Sharona Harrison says, good morning. Option 2 as well. It's going to look nice on G. And then Ursula Julius also saying, well, she's actually coming through with another option. She says, I'll take the darker one as well. The long one looks great. Well, Mzansi, you've come through with your decisions again. Thank you so much for helping G stay warm but look good. But it's time to bring in Big Papa and see who the winner is. Yeah! Yeah.
I did try both because I actually love them both. But looked a bit silly both on. And I think we've got the perfect line for in-studio vibes. I mean, the long line is cool and it's dramatic, but I think that's an outdoor jacket.
It's quite a statement as well. And gee,
exactly.
let's be honest, how often do I actually see you rocking this exact look whenever you're walking around when you come to the studio? So this is a perfect fit for you. Mzansi, you nailed this one. Well done on this. How good does the man look?
And it feels great, and it's not too heavy, and you know the down inside is going to do the job, whether it's hot or cold. It can kind of self-regulate according to your temperature. Absolutely love it. Can wear it indoors, can wear it outdoors, and it's a cool color. I really like the vibe, and if I get really cold, it's got a bit of a funnel neck there to keep me warm. Dig it, man. Dig it. So you can puff up your style as well with winter with Woolies puffer jackets, and they've got the most incredible range. Remember, today is the last day to get up to 30% off men's knitwear, jackets, sleepwear, slippers, athleisure, fleece, and selected accessories, all perfect for Father's Day, yo. Just saying.
Of course, don't worry. If you want to get it, you can do so. The offer is available online at woolworths.co.za. Hurry up. You want to look this cool. Get G'd up.
Julep.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and as I mentioned, it's time to introduce you to our performer for this Tuesday. Emerging from Alexander, Tapela Lakwena is a seasoned singer-songwriter who realized her passion for music at the age of only 8 years old. Now, since starting out in her church choir, Tapela has forged her musical journey, featuring on many stages, from the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz to one of the world's most popular music competition franchises. Let us hear exactly why.
Sanctuary heart, pulsing every moment that you're here is a moment I hold dear. Looking to the stars, reflecting who you are, the light you bring, it shines just right for me. Sanctuary life, nurturing in nature's who you are, and you don't even try. Brawn in every stride, wise in every tide that life may bring. Your love was made for me to know.
You can't help but smile at the sound of that beautiful voice. And today we are sitting down with Tapela Lakwena to see what inspires her to make the music she does. Please, can we give her a feel-good welcome, everybody?
Yeah.
You're telling Raul, just hear her speaking voice, like your tone itself is beautiful. And now to hear this, wow, girl, you are talented.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There we go, there it is. But honestly, it is. And listening to that, it's like your voice is a warm blanket, just wrapping me up in comfort, giving me the feels that I want for winter. This is the perfect time for this. But I want to get to that moment. You know, like every artist has it. And I mean, for you, it sounds like 8 years old. There's this undeniable moment where your passion just like exudes out of you, leaves such an impression on you that you can't do anything other than just keep on pursuing it.
Right.
When and what was that moment for you?
I have a slightly different story in that, like, when I was 8 years old, I was put in spaces where I sang a lot, right?
Okay.
But I also didn't realize I was the type of child who wanted to be in the singing spaces. So I was always wanting to perform, wanting to sing and stuff. But I could say at least around the age of 12,
wow,
that's when I could say I knew for sure. I was like, yeah, sure, this is definitely what I want to do with my life. Do music. I wanted to do music production and so forth. So as soon as I was done with high school, then I went straight for it. Performance with missions and with studying music at Wits. That was my journey, yeah.
Wow, and look where you are right now, getting to collab and work with some of the most amazing artists in South Africa, in the world. And I want to hit people with your CV right now because, I mean, you worked with icons like Loyiso Bala, Lyra, Lady Smith, Black Mambazo, Yvonne Chaka, Oliver Mtukudzi, and The Soil. I mean, phenomenal to be able to work with these people. But who's your favorite? Who's your favorite?
How could you ask me such a question? Wow, they're all my favorites. Now, I absolutely enjoyed working with all of them because it was in different capacities or different spaces. And so you get to learn how people are as artists and just as human beings. That's the privilege that I had working as a music director, I guess, was getting to know the people. Outside of them being on stage, I just got to have conversations with them and see where they're at. So I honestly can say that I appreciate the artists that I worked with just as they are, as unique and different as they are.
Good answer. Good answer.
Like the politically correct answer. But look, on top of this, it's not just myself and Jamie and the rest of the studio hyping you up and some of your friends, but literally, I mean, I think it was last Tuesday we learned that you won 2 Summers for your album Tapestry, which is incredible stuff on its own. I mean, yes, let's give a round of applause for this. That deserves it and so much more. I mean, that just doesn't happen. That's not a mistake. That's a testament of all the passion and what you've put into your journey. And it's great to see that get acknowledged. But what do you think it is about that album that truly just resonated with so many people, that got you that, you know, that connection with, like, your people and with everybody else that was lucky enough to engage with your music?
Well, firstly, there are nominations, so I'm very excited about that because the show is only coming up later next month. However, I absolutely enjoyed the process of making the music because it was true to who I am and the people that I worked with. Yes. My process was I really wanted people to bring themselves into the music. So the musicians that I worked with, the producers that I worked with, Llewellyn George, all of them were bringing themselves into the music, and we could tell the story together. And it's beautiful when people can listen to your music and they can relate at some level, you know. I wanted the music to be timeless and to be relatable, like I've said. And so even in the writing process, it really was a thing of sitting down and thinking about themes and what are people going through, what am I going through, so that I can bring those stories through in the music. So, yeah.
You have this calming nature to you. Like, I just want to listen to you forever. Like, I just want you to stay on the couch. I don't want you to move. However, you are here to perform. So, Mzansi, don't go anywhere. Tapela is here to perform just for you. She has 3 amazing performances, so don't go anywhere.
Oh, pure class there. I love it. So maybe you, I don't know, were trying to rescue a damsel in distress, fell onto the train tracks, went into a coma and have been asleep for the last 3 months and haven't heard that Tropica Island of Treasure is back, because that's the only reason, I think, and it's back better than ever before. Season 10 is here, and to mark the occasion, they're coming back with the best of the best, bringing you an all-star cast. But what would this kind of entertainment be without giving away equivalent and unbelievably massive prizes to thank all of you Tropica fans out there? These incredible prizes include, get this, Suzuki products worth up to 250,000 Rand, R250,000. You could choose anything you like in the store, from a motorbike to even a brand new car. And that's not all. You could even win Uber vouchers worth 10,000 Rand if you don't have a car. Even if you have a car, you can rest it. And speaking of rest, you can win Rest Assured beds, a trip to the island of Seychelles, and so much more. But before I announce this lucky, very lucky winner, Ralph, get in here with your,
We're announcing winners.
Your Caribbean Scottish accent. And I was close to Scotland. Eh? You're there. I did meet a couple of Islanders, Scottish people, and you're just on the money. But it is time, my friend, to make someone's day, to make their year. Possibly, we're about to announce our next latest winner. But can we get a drum roll, please?
Yes. Can I do it, please, G?
Do it.
Can I make it?
Do it.
Right. Our winner is Lerato Mapanga! From the Gold City of Johannesburg.
Yes.
You want yourself 2 to 3 night stay on the island, the smooth island of the Seychelles.
Yay! Oh, man, Lerato, you lucky girl. Okay, so don't forget your bathing costume, because there are so many fun activities that you can delve into. You can literally dive into, literally. And this is a tropical paradise in the Seychelles. So you can go scuba diving in the crystal, and when I say crystal clear, you can see forever. You can enjoy just the tropical sun on the beautiful beachfront. You don't have to move a muscle. The most important thing, start packing right now, because you're on your way. I know we said 2 to 3. I'm guessing it's going to be 3. Don't do the 2, do the 3. Do the 3 nights, but congratulations.
Oh, absolutely love it. I love making winners, and if you'd like to be a lucky winner just like Lerato, then all you need to do is follow these easy, simple steps. Listen to this.
Okay, so you've got to buy the promotional tropical bottle first up with the red cap. That's the important sign. Find your unique code underneath that cap.
Simple as that. Then enter by dialing *120*8767*. Don't forget to include your unique code found under your red promo cap, followed by the hash button on your cell phone, and that completes your entry. And just like Lerato, you might be a winner. So if you find your word treasure, and that means you could be the winner, and that means you can be winning big. So don't forget, the competition closes this month at the end of June. What are you waiting for?
Man, all you got to do, just buy a Tropica today. Don't wait any longer. You could be winning one of your very own treasures, but you can find all the terms and conditions and a bit more information to whet your appetite on tropica.co.za.
Island life, brother.
Yeah, man.
Want to win a taste of the smooth life? Buy a Tropica, find your unique code under the cap, and stand a chance to win your share of 100,000 Rand worth of Uber vouchers. If you find the word treasure under your cap, you will win one of these 10 big prizes: a gas hob, a fridge, a clothing voucher worth 10,000 Rand, one of 3 Rest Assured beds, or one of 2 Uber vouchers worth 10,000 Rand each. You could also win a trip for 2 to the smooth Seychelles, or a whopping 250,000 Rand worth of prizes from Suzuki. So buy a Tropica today, and you could win big. See pack for details. Tropica, nothing smoother.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. Time to get even more excited. I know we've given you many reasons, but this one, especially if you're a foodie and you want your big break, this is your opportunity for you and your best mates. So last week, we shared the new and exciting campaign launching right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Golden Cloud and Beacon are on the search for South Africa's best baking duo, and we have opened the call to entries. Now, this edition, the Golden Baker Search themed Christmas in July. We love that. It'll be on the hunt for the most outstanding best friends baking duo. How much fun can you have with your best mate in the kitchen? We're going to prove that. And joining us on the show is a really good friend of us after going on an incredible journey already. Marketing manager of Tiger Brands, Roxy Nike, and the brand manager of Beacon Snacks and Treats, Irvin Hendricks, to tell us a little bit more. Guys, welcome. You guys look great, man. Hey, you look fantastic.
In your rainy weather.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I've got extra puffer jackets if you need to borrow, but so many reasons to get excited. I obviously was lucky enough to be involved in the previous iteration, which blew my mind. I couldn't believe how good these home bakers were and how they were able to combine Beacon and Golden Cloud. And we get to do it all over again. And it's Christmas in July, baby.
Yes.
How excited are you to be back at it with this theme?
I actually was so excited when the team suggested Christmas in July. I think it's really interesting because it's a little bit underrated in South Africa, and it's such a great opportunity to just bring a little bit more hype and anything to celebrate, right?
Completely. I love that. And an opportunity for us to do something slightly different now because it's best friends in the mix. And I think we've all improved our baking skills, but it's that chemistry, that culinary chemistry, yes, but also that emotional chemistry that is really, really cool. So how do we enter? How do those friends find their way to be cooking live on Expresso?
So literally just follow all of the Expresso posts. You can enter by sharing a picture, telling us why you think you're South Africa's best friend baking duo. Or now we actually have a WhatsApp line, and you can actually just drop your picture and again tell us why you think the best, as well as why you think your creation is the best.
Yeah, and you've got to prove it visually, and you can see on screen now all of those details. But you've also got to get that combination right, the best of Golden Cloud and the best of Beacon. And this is where it levels up significantly. Why did Beacon want to be involved in this?
Look, so as Beacon, we saw a trend when everybody was in hard lockdown where everybody started baking more. So it was basically an easy fit for us to go into this partnership with Golden Cloud, just to make sure that we take those creations up a notch, you know, using all our sweets and our chocolates.
And from what I've seen contestants do in previous editions, it's the X factor. And what Beacon allows you to do in the space is create stories and really tell who you are. And I think that's important. That, I think, is what won us over previously, was that narrative. What are you trying to say with your baking creation? So I'm going to ask both of you, from the inside, what advice do you have for contestants wanting to do this and win these amazing prizes? I mean, 50 grand's worth of grand prize is incredible.
I mean, I think you saw the last time in the kitchen, those who worked together in the kitchen well actually came out winning. If they came in with a plan, every person knew what they were doing. And for me, that was absolutely magical. And I think you don't have to be loud to be bold.
Yeah.
And we saw that with the last winner. You know, it wasn't the most extravagant cake, but it actually won because it brought together all of the elements between Beacon and Golden Cloud, and also just delivering on great flavor.
For sure, because we do taste. We taste and we taste, and then we go back and taste again. I've never eaten so many, all sorts in my life. You don't understand through this process. What are you looking for in that winning creation?
I'm looking for creativity, you know. I'm a very visual person, so it needs to look great, you know.
And it will. They will shine. I can tell you the level, the talent that is out there that we are sleeping on at the moment. That's why I love this process so much. Who can enter this particular competition? Who's allowed?
Well, we are looking for anyone who considers themselves a best friend. So it could be a grandmother and a grandchild. It could be a mum and a daughter, a dad and a daughter, or literally high school best friends.
Oh, I love it. You can't do it with your dog, though. You can't do it with your dog. I'm going to just, I don't know if it's in the... Yeah, well, maybe if you've got that dog that can put it off. I love it. I'm just going to say older than 16 years
Older
for
than
this
16.
particular edition. We've had our junior edition, which was great, but it's time to let everybody else have their opportunity. We're going to keep these details going. We're going to be chatting to you guys a lot. And then, of course, I'm hoping that I'll get the opportunity to host that final live with you guys again. It is excruciating, I say that lightly, excruciating going through the deciding process because everyone is amazing. All of these entrants were so good last time, so I'm going to say it right now. Make sure that you are on point, but just take that chance. And remember, Christmas comes a little bit early, so we have an opportunity to celebrate life on Expresso, and this is due to Golden Cloud and Beacon's search for South Africa's best friends baking duo. So we are calling on all bakers out there to simply grab your best buddy, and then you stand a chance to win that grand prize, as I said, worth 50,000 Rand in the ultimate Christmas in July bake-off. So to enter the challenge, you've got to create your bake with Golden Cloud and Beacon, then share that photo of the bake on the Golden Cloud Baker Search Christmas in July edition. And those competition posts will be on our Expresso Facebook and Twitter pages, or you can just easily use the WhatsApp line, and it's 063 814 2300. Using the hashtag Golden Baker Search. And of course, don't forget to tell us why you are South Africa's best baking duo and why you think your creation is the best. And then you could be one of the 5 finalists competing live on Expresso for that grand prize worth 50 grand. Come on, the winning duo will be crowned live on Expresso this July. Brought to you, of course, by Golden Cloud and Beacon. But those entries close on the 17th of July. So you better get on it quickly. But you can find all the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com. All the best of luck. That's got me inspired, so I think we better head to the kitchen right now and get baking. I promise you something delightful. Guys, you better deliver.
Well, you heard it here first. Your favorite baking duo is back in the kitchen, and you still stand a chance to win your share of 50,000 Rand with Golden Clouds and Beacon treats. That being said, we have to whip up something so good, so decadent, because it's winter. We're in the fields. Chocolate is on the menu today. What are we making?
So we're making chocolate chip cookies and peanut butter cookies and homemade chocolate. Listen, it's a winter treat, and it's raining. It's perfect. Just sit on the couch, blanket, cookies, drink.
Say no more, the more the merrier. That's why we thought, let's get Roxy in here as the brand manager. We need to get her to put her to the test, put her to the work. Roxy, so good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Are you ready to get your hands dirty?
Apparently I'm baking something fun today.
Yes.
But she's the expert. She's going to tell me what to do.
So I'm going to instruct everybody.
Okay.
So
we are here under your command.
Thank you. So Jamie, I'm going to need you to chop up the peanut butter chocolate.
Got that.
Then Roxy, I'm going to need you to fold, here's a spatula, add the egg in there, the peanut butter, and the vanilla essence.
Wow, let's do this.
It's a good thing that it's a duo thing, so that when you know, I just have to do this and hype you up and make sure that you are well on your way. And then Tanda over there, just making sure she's the overseer, making sure that we don't mess it up. It is a flop.
Thank you. I'm the supervisor for today.
Here we go, some nice peanut brittle. Yummy.
Guys, the last time I had peanut butter cookies was in high school when I was doing home economics.
So this is nostalgic.
Yeah, proper.
There we go.
And the smell of it, you can't beat that.
I know, right? I said I came in and it smells so homey. I just want to sit here and I don't want to move from this space because I just want to cuddle here with some hot chocolate and have all the cookies that I can have. How do you want me to cut this, Tanda?
Fine. As fine as possible, because that's what we're going to fold into the cookies as well.
Okay.
To get that extra layer of the peanut butter in the cookies.
Can you imagine when that cookies is warm and it melts in your mouth and that chocolate brittle coming out? Guys, can we stop? No, okay. Let's not stop.
Then you can also add ore, and then I'm making the chocolate chip on this side.
Oh, I see.
So I've done the same as you. Added the egg, added the vanilla essence, and then I'm going to go in with our baking powder and a bit of salt.
You need loads of peanut butter.
Yes.
Definitely. That's the key ingredient here as well, is that peanut butter mixed with the chocolate. You can't go wrong with that. But in terms of the competition, I mean, someone is about to win 50,000 Rand, their share into it. What do you think they need to bring into the kitchen as well?
Well, for me, I think other than your absolutely amazing baking skills, I think you just need to bring like any form of creativity and be able to use all of the different ingredients that you get with Beacon, whether it's chocolates, whether it's sweets, and Graham will tell you he does more eating of the sweets than adding it to the cake.
We know that.
But I think you've just got to learn how to have fun together, and that's what we saw was probably the winning recipe in the last show, was the ones that were able to have the fun in the kitchen really came out winning.
100%, and I think so many times when it comes to these competitions, it's so stressed, it's so tense, people want to give their best, but just have fun.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
Tanda, you come from a cooking competition as well, so you know how important it is to just relax. It's going to happen. There's going to be flops. Mistakes are going to happen.
But you need to laugh and just have fun, because that's what makes all the memories as well.
And I mean, last season, we actually were having some flops in the kitchen. But it's about how you stay and not crack under pressure.
And that's what makes TV. That's what makes TV. Those mistakes, and you're just like, oh, child. What is happening, all of that?
So now our hero ingredient, this looks so smooth. Our hero ingredient, the flour.
And you hear the rain. The rain's even happy that we're making these cookies. Now we're like, yes, we're going to bless you with more rain so that you guys can indulge in more of these sweetness and treats.
There we go.
Yeah, the rain is bringing the weather for these cookies.
Definitely.
There we go. And then once that's all folded through, Jamie, you're going to add the chocolate chip into here, into there. And I'm going to add the...
Guys, how surprised were you to find and actually discover peanut butter brittle Beacon?
I was so shocked, but not shocked at all, because I feel like Beacon always elevates like your taste buds. They always have something there for everyone. So if you are someone that likes peanut butter and chocolate, this one is for you. So not surprised at all.
Yes.
But it's a real comfort treat.
I mean, again, I actually remember eating peanut brittle as a kid. It was divine.
Okay, and then once that's all folded through, you're going to take your ice cream scoop over there.
Which is this one
Scoop
over
about
here.
an ice cream scoop portion, and then just roll that onto your baking sheet.
Perfect. Did you see what I also did? I'm hoping they didn't catch this, but I only took half of it.
Wow.
Half is going in there, and the other half is going later. You know, just because because I did all of the hard work, you know, while you
need to spoil yourself. You need to
spoil yourself.
Yeah, well, she was thinking she's keeping that for the topping.
Oh, no. No.
This is for later. No, I'm joking. I will keep it for the topping. I'll keep it for the topping to make sure that it's fair for everyone. That looks so great. I think it
smells so great.
If you weren't the brand manager, I would actually encourage you to enter the competition as well.
Wow.
Because look at that. I eat those just like that. If Zoe was here, now she'd eat the raw dough just like that. You know
I was going to say, please, that
just like that.
Who eats the cookie dough?
There we go. That looks perfect.
Zoe Brown. She loves it.
So you're going to take a little golf size and just scoop that into your hands and roll it out.
Like this.
Tando is like so calm.
Right?
Very good at giving us guidance in the kitchen.
There we go. And you guys are doing amazing. And then once that's scooped out, you'll grab a fork.
So I don't need this.
You don't need to.
No.
It just helps you measure as well.
Got it.
It also just makes you look fancy.
I know, right? You should
look professional.
There you go. I'm just going to pop that onto our baking
And then you'll
tray.
grab a fork.
Yes.
And then just fork that down, press it down, and you get like a beautiful shape. There we go.
There we go. Oh, wow.
And then we're going to bake those.
Both of you do know that I'm taking credit for this entire thing, right?
And the shape?
Yeah.
Perfectly round shape?
Everything. If anyone asks, Jamie baked these cookies, okay?
We'll give that one to you.
There we go. So we can continue with more of that. And then how long is it going into the oven?
So it's going to go in the oven for about 10 to 13 minutes. Not too long. You want to bake them till they're nice and golden brown outside, but still soft, because once they cool, then it gets more.
And a little bit chewy. Like I like that chewiness in a peanut butter cookie.
Okay. And then you also get like the chocolate chip that just comes out and all of that. And then once that's done, we've got our hot chocolate on the side, and then you're just going to pop a little one in there, stir that, and
just that extra chocolate.
Just that extra chocolate, and it's done.
Can the two of you stop? I'm salivating so much right now. It's so good to have you with us in the kitchen. We put you to work, Tanda, as always. It's great to have you. You've really helped us make something so delicious, so decadent, and I think that everyone at home is going to want to try this. But remember as well, Christmas comes early on Expresso as Golden Cloud and Beacon search for South Africa's best friends baking duo. Now they're calling all bakers from tunnies to teens. Simply just grab your best buddy, your best friend right now, and then stand a chance to win the grand prize worth 50,000 Rand in the ultimate Christmas in July bake-off. Now, to enter the challenge, it is very easy. Create your bake with Golden Cloud and Beacon, then share your photo of the bake on the Golden Bake Baker Search Christmas in July edition competition post that can be found on Expresso Facebook or the Twitter pages, or you can WhatsApp us to the WhatsApp line. The number is 063-814-2300 using that hashtag Golden Baker Search, and tell us why you are South Africa's best baking duo and why you think your creation is the best. It's not going to be difficult. I mean, look at this inspiration you had right now. You could be one of the 5 finalists competing live on Expresso for that grand prize again, worth 50,000 rands. It could be yours. The winning duo to be crowned live on Expresso this July. It is brought to you by Golden Cloud and Beacon. Entries close on the 17th of July, and remember, those T's and C's can be found on our website, which is expressoshow.com. Happy entering to everyone.
Your generosity can ignite a love for reading amongst our youth. Share your homegrown story. See Cadbury Story Edition packs. There's a glass and a half in everyone.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
That breakfast can set the mood for the day. After all, it is the most important meal. It replenishes and also boosts your energy levels for the day ahead. Now, over the last few weeks, 3 parents accepted the challenge to go back to school with their kids to see just what it's like to be back and also the energy levels required to get them through the day. Now, today, these 3 brave parents is joining us in studio to talk about how much they actually enjoyed the experience. Or did they now? Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, guys. And thank you for what you're doing. Congratulations, guys. I mean, no easy feat going back to school, firstly, so well done on taking on the challenge of Milo's back to school. But Karen, maybe I can start with you. What was it like going back to school?
No, certainly. It was a great experience. It was very challenging, and to use it, one word, it was exhausting.
Okay.
And it's a different kind of exhaustion. When you go to work and you with your colleagues and you've got your daily work, you've got your own time. Whereas this, it's fast-paced. It's go, go, go. Then you're one class, then you're doing PT, then it's library, then it's music. So it was an overall very exhausting experience, and I did not expect it.
Vincent, did the day leave you tired as well?
Bro, like, first, thanks for having us, but exhausting. Exhausting. What a long day, you know. So I was there for like 12, 13 hours, and I realized it's only 9 a.m. You know, so it's one of those.
Not even first break.
It's not even first break. You know, and I already eaten all my lunch, so it's very exhausting, but it's humbling as well. You know, seeing those little guys and what they go through. So I've got a newfound respect for my little one and for the whole education system, yeah.
You know, you're going to be a little bit easier on your kid now that you've understood what they go through every day?
Of course, I will be. You know, it's just understanding their strength and also, you know, learning their weaknesses and see where you can help them. But it is exhausting to be back at school. Like it's not a child's play.
And guess what? We have the footage to prove it.
Ooh,
so
yes.
let us take a quick look at the highlights from your back at school experience. I think I'm just getting tired looking at what is going to be taking place right now. Let's take a look.
I honestly expected to have a different experience. I thought this was going to be easier breeze.
I'm tired. I'm tired. You know, I actually want to go to work.
Maths was a downfall, and PE will also be a downfall with the running.
I don't want to lie, the size, the smallness is overwhelming.
I'm finished. This is not me.
I feel like he was struggling with the effort.
I don't think parents realize how hard it is, and that's exactly what I found today.
If I were to do it again, trust me, I would.
My favorite part is that my dad is here.
Oh.
Thank you for having me at the school today. I loved it. Didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Whew, it's a sigh of relief there. That was hectic, huh?
I mean, y'all were put through your paces again. I'm tired just watching that. Take us back, you know, that moment going to your school and being able to be not even with one child, but so many kids at the same time. What was that like?
Initially, it's a sense of overwhelming. To have these screaming children at you all the time, you're lining up, and it's that noise. It's a different kind of noise level that you're not used to. And it just reminds me of to be a lot more strategic or clever in what I pack for lunch and what breakfast choices I make for my children in the future.
Yeah, maybe we can talk about that, because, I mean, you guys all mentioned the exhaustion you had at the end of the day and experiencing that gap in energy. I'm assuming it's obviously then something that you've learned along the way that it's quite vital to include a sustained energy-releasing snack or anything else in those kids' lunch so that they can actually survive the entire day and possibly even thrive, right?
The day starts very, very early, you know, so waking up at 5:30 in the morning, it's a rush to get them to school.
Yeah.
And the moment you get to school, it's go, 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 as you put it. You know, so just understanding that you have to put time aside to make a quality breakfast, quality snacks, quality lunch, just to get them through the day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also what you pack. It needs to be easy, because as they're playing, they need to be eating. But just being back there and myself as a parent not be able to eat, you know, when you're at work, you can nibble
Whenever you want, yeah.
Yes, but now in class, you need to concentrate and be in there for like 2, 3, 4 hours.
Yeah.
Before you even get to eat proper food. But it's very important what you pick in the morning and what you give them in the morning.
I think it helps when you're going from both sides of this conversation. Yes, the kids want to have that nutritious snack, but you also need the time and the convenience to do so. And I mean, something like this is really going to tick that box. And I see you guys are still a little bit exhausted from this session, so don't worry, we got you sorted out. We got you a nice nutritious snack here.
Thank you.
I see Benson, every time he answers the question, he leans further forward. And I'm like, hey man, they're just creeping forward. It's yours, bro, enjoy it.
Please do enjoy, but thank you again so much for joining us on the couch again. I know you're exhausted. Enjoy your Milo, sit back, relax. You guys are kids-free, just for the second. Just for the second, okay? However, for you at home, starting the day with Nestle Milo at breakfast will ensure that your child starts the day right. Now, it's packed with the nutritious energy your child needs to get going and to keep going further throughout the day.
It's go time with a cup of Nestle Milo at breakfast. Give your kids the energy to go further.
Milo! Milo!
Welcome back as we have a little bit of fun. You don't come onto the set and then not have a little bit of fun. Lerato Lekwana has already proven her credentials. She's got SAMAs. She's worked with the best artists all over the world. She acts all humble, whatever I'm saying, okay? I think she has an encyclopedic knowledge of music, and we're going to put her to the test against our very own Jamie Lee Domberg in a game of Music Match.
Okay.
Are you nervous yet? Are you nervous yet?
I'm gonna be soon. Let's see.
I'm just going to warn you about the shenanigans. I was telling you a little bit earlier. This one is, she makes up gospel songs because she knows I don't know that many gospel songs, and then
I'll
sells
go to
them
church.
as well.
I'll go to.
Okay.
She's from the church as well, so
That's
she
what
can
I'm
sing gospel,
saying.
girl.
So she could, don't be, you know, peer pressure and then follow in her devious ways. No, you can, because if I don't know it and you said it like it's a real song, I'm down with that. I'm down with that. Okay, but the way that this works, we're going to give you a word. You've got to then sing us a song with that word in it. I say happy, you say happy birthday to you if you're saying birthday. Okay, so we're going to get that.
We just actually want to hear you sing.
Okay.
Oh, no, please, please. But it's going to be a lot of fun, so we're going to let you kick it off, okay? And just to find your feet, let's get our first word up on the screen. It's easy. I know one.
Okay, should I start singing?
Yeah, go for it.
Living for you is easy living. It's easy to live when you're in love, and I'm so in love. There's nothing in life but you.
I am done. What is that? What do you mean?
Who are you in love with? Can you be me? Can you be in love with me?
You just got married a week ago.
Oh, thank you, man. There's this woman in my heart for love. That was beautiful. I would have go easy on me, baby.
I went way classic.
No, that was beautiful. Absolutely. Sure. Oh, out the gates, girl.
Can I
We've got a bit of catching up to do. All right, let's have our first word from Miss Domberg. Sweet.
Sweet Caroline. Good times never seem so good. So good, so good, so good.
I don't have. Where's my pint? I thought I had a pint in my hand.
Sorry,
Nice.
to church. I was trying to get
That's almost worth an extra point. That was great. Well done, ladies. Beautiful stuff. Let's get our next word on the screen for Lorato. Love.
I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. And my heart will follow wholly after you.
I feel like you both just made that song up and you were just backing yourself to sell it. That was beautiful again. And again, I have to ask, can it be me that you love? Because the love is so pure and it's so beautiful. Wow, you guys are good at this. Okay, let's get our next word up for Jamie. It is feel.
I just wanna feel good every day. I wanna wear a smile upon my face. I wanna feel the joy, of the day. I wanna hear the laughter every moment. Said I won't waste time on feeling blue.
Wow. Come on, girl.
She's giving me no feels this morning.
Hey,
Come on.
She's a musical director. All I'm saying is
I'm auditioning. I'm auditioning.
Yeah, well, and then we have to treat them to our Tuesday karaoke. I mean, shame. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry that we have to have those levels. All right, Lorato, this is yours. Let's do this. Away.
Away in a manger, no crib for a bed. The little Lord Jesus. You see, you started me on the church
You
thing.
see,
Now
I'm like,
lay down in sweet hay. The stars in the bright sky looked out where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay.
Wow.
Can we keep her? Can we keep her?
People were like, what's this Christmas in July all about? Boom.
You see?
Boom, that happens. You are amazing. You did amazingly well. Girl, you can sing. You can sing. You're amazing. Oh, I cannot wait for your performances this morning. Lorato is not going anywhere. She's here for me this morning. She's going to be performing just for me, and you can sit and listen as well, but don't move a muscle. It's going to be spectacular. We'll see you in a mo. Well done, ladies. Very good.
Welcome back, everybody. This is still your feel-good breakfast show here on S3. Now, standing by to warm up the Expresso stage this morning is Summer Award nominee. Let's put it out there to Pele Lekware, here with the first performance of her album, Tapestry. This one is called Saber to Know. Take it away, Mama.
Sanctuary heart, pulsing every moment that you're here is a moment I hold dear. Looking to the stars, reflecting who you are, the light you bring, it shines just right for me. Sanctuary life, nurturing in nature's who you are, and you don't even try. Born in every stride, wise in every tide that life may bring, your love was made for me to know. You are one I love to know. I've loved to know. Sanctuary hands held me through the painful days I've seen, till every day was spring. Havened in your thoughts, sculpted by the words you cast on me, a solid one I'd be. Sanctuary looked at me and saw just what I'd need, even when no one perceived. Distances apart, the memory, the gap closer they bring, forever hold to me to know. You are one I've loved to know. Mi corazón en mi vida to know.
I mean, come on. What a voice. Luckily, we have her for 2 more performances that don't go anywhere. That being said, it is time now. It's the final hour of the show. It's time to have a final look at those news headlines. Radha Morne standing by for that.
Definitely enriched by that one. Thank you so much. And those performances will continue. For now, though, it's time to kick off with the latest when it comes to the news, and starting on national fronts. Now, the Hawks are still withholding information about the investigation into President Cyril Ramaphosa on charges of kidnapping, defeating the ends of justice, bribery, as well as money laundering. Now, the Hawks' national spokesperson, Thando Mbambo, was only prepared to say that seasoned detectives had been appointed to lead the investigation. Now, the former Director General of State Security, Arthur Fraser, laid the charges against Ramaphosa on June the 1st after $4 million in cash was stolen from a house in his Phala Phala or Fala Fala game farm in Limpopo 2 years ago.
Next up in our news headlines and sticking to national news, the committee conducting the inquiry into suspended public protector Busisiwe Mkhwabane's fitness to hold office has started the process of summoning witnesses to give evidence. Now, the committee has resolved the chairperson, Richard Dianti, will be authorizing to summons witnesses as it moves ahead with its inquiry. Now, Mkhwabane was suspended last week by President Cyril Ramaphosa pending the inquiry into her competence. Now, witnesses who could be summoned may include legal experts and various organizations which have made submissions to the committee. Now, Mkhwabane could also be required to give evidence before the committee. Well, from our national news headlines, we head over to international news now and sticking on the African continent over in Nigeria, where Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari on Sunday vowed and made sure that next year's presidential election would be, and quote, free, safe, and transparent. Now this as he marked the anniversary of the country's return to democracy. Now Buhari said in a TV address and quoted, "I know many are concerned about the rise in insecurity due to terrorist activities in parts of the country. Now as a government, we are working hard to contain these challenges and ensure that the 2023 general elections are safe," unquote. Now he also added that the electoral process would be free, fair, as well as transparent. Sticking to our international news now and heading over to a different continent, over in Canada now, where it is moving to make tobacco companies print health warnings on individual cigarettes in an effort to slash the number of smokers in the country. Now, Associate Health Minister Caroline Benet has announced new plans to crack down on cigarette use, with the government saying tobacco was the leading preventable cause of illness and premature death in Canada. Now, Health Canada said in a statement that it plans to have the warnings printed on all individual cigarettes, cigars that have filters, as well as cigarette tubes. Well, to finally finish off the rest of the new headlines, this is something that I report on with a little bit of a lighter note and something that we've all been dying to find out more on. Now, 3 adorable young patients recently placed in the care of the Johannesburg Wildlife Veterinary Hospital will soon be able to again frolic in their natural environment. Now, the 3, an infant hadida, a juvenile serval, and a young porcupine, have responded exceptionally well to the treatment. Now, the hadida had 2 bone fractures and also broke the tip of her beak. Fortunately, however, secure strapping ensured that the bones healed correctly. Now, she is successfully feeding on her own and will be placed in a slow-release program where she will meet other hadidas to be released. The juvenile serval was also found alone, dehydrated and underweight. Now, she has since developed a healthy appetite and will be placed in a release program on a private reserve where she once again can run free. Now, the young South porcupine was also badly injured in a residential area, but the spiky lass was brought to the hospital, now this being done by the local SPCA, and has progressed so well that a release process is due soon. Now, the Johannesburg Wildlife Veterinary Hospital treats indigenous wildlife free of charge, relying on the community for donations as well as support. So if you can do any of that, then please come through and support some of these incredible animals, as well as allowing these amazing stories to obviously materialize. For me, though, that's the rest of the headlines that I'm going to take you through. And G is standing by right now with the sports. So enjoy that, and see you just in a little bit.
Cannot wait for that little bit to pass so we can see you again. Raul, let's kick it off with football right now. Pitso Mosimane has left Egyptian giants Al Ahly by mutual consent. That after just signing, or 3 months at least, after signing a new 2-year deal as head coach. Something has shifted. So the South African led the Cairo side to 2 African Champions League titles after joining in just 2020. But his side, of course, lost out to the season's, in this final to the season's winner, Wydad Casablanca. The 57-year-old also secured 2 consecutive third-placed finishes at the Club World Cup to prove his credentials, including the 2021 edition played out, postponed till this February. That decision to part ways was reached following a meeting held by Al Ahly's president, their chairman, a board member, and other members of the club's planning committee. Now, a statement said that the club was keen for Mosimane to continue with Ahly, but that the former South African and Mamelodi Sundowns boss had requested to leave the club. So we'll certainly try and touch base with him when he's back on home soil, if he comes back to South Africa at least. And then staying with footballing news, this is a big one, and it obviously had social media blowing up yesterday. Erling Haaland says he is in the right place to fulfill his ambitions. That was after completing a £51.2 million transfer to Manchester City, of course, from Borussia Dortmund. So the 21-year-old scored an incredible 86 goals in 89 games for Dortmund and arrives at the Premier League champions as undoubtedly one of world football's most coveted forwards and transfer prospects. And he has signed a 5-year deal, so he's off the market until 2027 and will be joining the club on the 1st of July. And elsewhere, Liverpool have also pulled off a coup. They have reached a deal with Benfica to sign Uruguayan phenom striker Darwin Núñez. The Portuguese club have confirmed, and now Benfica say a fee of £64 million, rising to a potential 85 with add-ons, has been agreed on. The 22-year-old scored 34 times in 41 appearances across all competitions for Benfica last season. And on to some great news in Formula One from a South African perspective at least. Formula One is closing in on a deal for the return of a race to South Africa next year. So Formula One's president, Stefano Domenicali, he flew to South Africa from Sunday's Azerbaijan Grand Prix to meet with representatives of the Kyalami circuit. Now, insiders are saying an agreement is just weeks away from completion, but the target is to secure that date in 2023. Kyalami was a fixture on the calendar back in the 70s and early 80s, but last held a South African Grand Prix in 1993. There's been no Formula One race on the continent since then, and it's been an ambition of the commercial rights holders Liberty Media to secure one. Let's hope they seal the deal for the fans. At least it's got to return to the home of racing in South Africa. And then finally, we turn on to cricket and another collapse. New Zealand have collapsed to 224 for 7 as England have now given themselves a pretty good chance to chase a dramatic series victory by close of play on the 4th day of their second test at Trent Bridge yesterday. So the Kiwis lost 5 wickets for just 110 in a pretty tense evening session and then head into that final day today with a lead of 238. With 3 wickets left, New Zealand face a difficult period this morning as they try to back their way to safety. Darryl Mitchell currently on 32 not out, Matt Henry on 8. But if England can rattle through that tail, they'll fancy themselves in a thrilling run chase. Of course, they've proven what they can do, chasing down 277 to win that first test at Lord's. That was thanks in part to Joe Root's century, so someone's going to have to put their hand up. But we'll watch that space, and that's where we leave our sport for now. With the weather we are experiencing across parts of the country, I'm sure you are very eager to get a weather update. So let's get the latest from Jamie.
Thanks so much, G, for that sports update. Yes, as you heard, cold, wet and windy conditions are expected to set in on the southern half of the Northern Cape, spreading to the southern Free State overnight today, says the South African Weather Service. Now, a yellow level 3 warning for wind that may damage formal as well as informal settlements has been issued for the southern Namakwa district, the interior of the Western Cape, as well as the city of Cape Town. A yellow level 2 warning for coastal wind resulting in a difficult sea navigation is expected between Table Bay as well as Plettenberg Bay. A yellow level 4 warning for heavy rain leading to flooding is also expected over the Cape Metropole, the Cape Winelands and the Overberg. Now this as roads, intersections and major commuter routes were partially flooded in parts of Cape Town yesterday. The wet weather is expected to cause more disruption throughout the week. There's also a serious threat of further flooding in low-lying areas and several informal settlements. The South African Weather Service's Venetia Pakula has warned of more heavy rains in other parts of the country as well. We also received this image from one of our viewers, Brian, out in Sunningdale. He commented saying, "Morning Expresso crew, opportunistic canoeists taking to exploring a flooded sports field in Sunningdale. Never seen this since the launch of the suburb plus minus 27 years ago." Our thoughts and prayers are certainly going out to everyone affected by the heavy rain and flooding. Then from weather news to sunrise views, Cordell Hammond from Johannesburg captured this incredible shot of the sky lighting up with an orange hue as the sun begins to rise in the distance. We also had Mela Alexander from East London who shared this early morning shot as she overlooks her neighborhood with the sun creeping in through the trees. And also Andrew Harris from Belito, a regular of ours, captured this beautifully silhouetted photo of the sun rising up over the mountains in the distance, as well as Elmarie Kivet from Mossel Bay, who shed yet another winning shot, showing off the silhouetted view over her area as the sun peaks up over the horizon. Then again, just a friendly reminder, if you would like to share your sunrise images with us, simply send it through to our WhatsApp line. That number is 063-408-8863. We'd love to see how you start your day. But that being said, here is the temperatures for the rest of the country. For you, Polokwane, it is a low of 7 that will peak at 22, as well as for you, Umbombela, your range is 13 to 29. Pretoria, your day starts off with a low of 8 that will peak at 20 later today, as well as for you, Johannesburg, 17 are your temperatures for today. Mahikeng, for you, your minimum is 2 with a maximum of 20. Klerksdorp can be seen with a range of 3 to 19. And then for you, Kimberley, do expect a low of 1 and a maximum of 17 as well. If you do find yourself in Bloemfontein on this Tuesday, do expect a range of -1 that will peak at 17. For you, Richards Bay, it is 18, 29, as well as Pietermaritzburg, your range is 10 to 26. South Africa's playground, Durban, ranging from 16 to 26. Mthatha, for you, it is 5, 23. East London can be seen with a minimum of 12 and a maximum of 24, as well as for you, Cradock, do expect a 70% chance of rain on this Tuesday, ranging from 3 to 16. GQ, Gqeberha, for you, it is 10, 22. George can be seen with a range of 8 to 20. And then, of course, the mother city, Cape Town, do expect an 86% chance of rain today with a range of 9 to 16. Worcester, for you, it is 4, 11. Sutherland, 0, that will peak at 5, as well as snow coming your way on this Tuesday. And last but definitely not least, Uppington, ranging from 3 to 17. Well, that is where I leave your weather update here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Emily Domberg. And of course, the timing right now is perfect because our performer is a voice of warmth. It's comfort. It is all the good feels, and it's going to wrap you up in all that goodness. So we're back, of course, with Tapela Lekwena. Her next performance is called Ikaya, and let me tell you, this one's going to wrap you up in all the good stuff. Enjoy.
Everything around you has a story, a lifetime, a journey, some longer than others, but that's when you see how they all fit in. He put purpose, life, and passion in you. True, but sometimes what you need is just the know-how. Together, it's profound, like these words. Their tones are where they belong. It's in this song. Find their home, and everything around you has a meaning, a lifespan, a feeling. Some more grave than others, but that's when you see how they all fit in. Working hard, spend all this time. What you need to do is let go and see how things flow, like these words. Their tones are where they belong. It's in this song. In time, things find their come and go. We grow older and we know. We remember where we started and the race for where to go. around you has a story, a lifetime, a journey. Some may take the detour, but the home is the one place the heart lives.
Tapelo Lekwani, oh my word. And Mzansi, did I not tell you? I promised you, and she delivered. It's nothing but feel good. It's nothing but warmth. It's nothing but comfort. And it was so beautiful. Thank you so much for that. And Mzansi, don't go anywhere. We got one more magic round of beautiful vocals coming at you in just a bit. That was so good.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Good morning, boy. How's it, Dad? How's the exams going?
100%?
100% what?
100% crush. 100% fruit. 100% goodness.
With love by Clover.
Welcome back, gang. Now, we know that snacking can be a challenge when you're trying to keep healthy. Yes, those little bits really do matter, and with the goodness of Crush 100% fruit juice, it is a lot easier. Not only is it a 100% refreshing drink, but it's packed with vitamins A, C, and D, of course, to support your health and that immune system, which is vital right now, this time of the year, and can be enjoyed with just about anything, like this healthier version of a chocolate and peanut butter wafer. This is exciting. Tando was here to create, and I've seen on the gram and on TikTok, this is a go-to kind of vibe because peanut butter is great for a healthy snack. And we've got good varieties of peanut butter, so you can ensure that it's low in the sodium and low in sugar. But of course, we want it to be a delicious snack as well, you know? So
use any peanut butter you like. You can have the crunchy one, the smooth one.
Are you crunchy or smooth?
I'm smooth.
Are you?
Are you?
You always look smooth. I'm a little bit crunchy. I try to be smooth. I try to be smooth, but it never translates.
It's a process. You don't, it doesn't happen overnight.
So while you do that, I'm going to make sure that we are refreshed with 100% freshness and goodness and replenishment because we're in an onslaught. I've got 2 young kids, so this time of the year, I mean, they are like a petri dish. They will pick it up from wherever we are and they'll transfer it to each other and then to us. So I'm always, anything is like I start with a moon boosting and then I move out from there. So this is for you because you're just amazing.
Thank you so much.
Special.
So I've got the rice cake here and then spread some peanut butter and then take another rice cake, sandwich the 2 together. And then we've got...
Some people will be like, oh, that's fine, that's a snack. No, it's not.
We're not done. Orange zest.
Get out.
Flavor. And we know orange and chocolate are like a classic combination.
And suddenly you've created something that feels like a dessert because now you've got that chocolate and orange combination, which is spectacular. And if anything, within this, we had someone who has an allergy for chocolate. Yeah. And you could hear you could hear the disappointment in her voice because we had an allergist in earlier and she was like, oh, I have a chocolate, I've just developed a chocolate allergy. It's like I have an allergy to seafood, which is heartbreaking because I loved seafood,
sorry.
to certain seafoods. Chocolate, I'm sorry, that would break my spirit completely.
There we go.
But there are other versions. You can use carob, you can use different rice cakes. There are corn crackers that are even thinner, but I like the consistency of these rice crackers. That texture is just awesome. You've made it look so simple.
I try from time to time. There we go. And then...
Oh, dun, dun, dun.
There we go. And then that's going to set a little bit.
I suppose you could pop it in the fridge if you wanted to set a little bit quicker.
And there you have. It's your snack. Quick and easy. The kids can do this themselves even.
Exactly.
Because it's not difficult.
Well, you've hit on a perfect note there, because if you want your kids to eat, they must be invested in the meal, okay?
Yes.
Absolutely important. And I love the fact that without a doubt, you're going to get 100% tasty, refreshing goodness in every sip from your crush. So this is the perfect combo to go together. And of course, you're going to get that massive good dose of vitamins to help your immune system get stronger this winter. And the best way to enjoy any meal is simply with a refreshing crush to add that dose of goodness to your day, 100% guaranteed. So I'm going to have a last little sip. I'm going to call it a palate cleansing sip.
There you go.
And I'm going to walk across to this side over here where we've got... And I'm glad that we cut it in half to get the cross-section, because you want to see the awesomeness going on there. But this is our version of a healthy snack, including all of the things that we absolutely love.
And tell me, what are you getting?
Orange, orange, orange. And then the peanut butter comes through. Absolutely awesome. And you wash it down with some Clover Crush.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful. If you want this amazing, very simple little recipe for a beautiful snack, all you've got to do is head over to expressoshow.com. I've got to go in for more.
This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, everybody, and we are all familiar with our next guest, our very own Palesa Temba's beautiful and bright face on our TV screens. She has this ability to really draw audiences in with her personality while thinking on her feet. But what is her secret to success? Well, this morning she's going to give us the inside scoop on her skincare routine, how she maintains a healthy self-image, and her must-have AfriDerm products she uses to love the shade of her skin. Mama, how are you?
I'm good, girl. I'm definitely not half of those things you just spoke about.
Lies, absolutely lies. But that being said, I mean, working in the media industry comes with a lot of pressures of making sure that you always have to be flawless and perfect. How do you maintain a healthy self-image?
It hasn't always been that easy. I suppose now practice makes perfect. So the more you practice certain things on a daily basis, the more it just really becomes part of your routine. And as soon as something's part of your routine, it just completely absorbs in your fiber and it becomes who you are. But girl, it hasn't always been that easy. The self-doubt was on 1,000 trillion billion. Imposter syndrome always played a part, I think, in my life within the industry. But for myself, it was those affirmations daily, visualization, manifestation, being able to truly feed myself on the inside, but not only feeding myself on the inside, whether it's with prayer, the same meditation I spoke about in those affirmations, but also it's very important for me to feed myself on the outside, making sure that this skin of armor, this coat of armor is definitely taken care of, which is my body's biggest organ, my skin. So my self-care, girl, self-care Sundays have never looked the same. It's so important for me to have a good range for premium dark skin available, and for me, that's AfriDerm.
And I did promise everyone that you were going to share that secret to all of this, because, I mean, you are glowing from emceeing, actor, multi-talented. She's coming through. When I open my social media and I see Pali, I'm like, there she is glowing. But you need to have some sort of a skincare routine, so spill the beans.
Ooh, girl. It has taken me so long to kind of get that perfect skincare routine for myself, especially being someone who's moved, born and bred in Durban, went to Grahamstown, which is not coastal at all, lived in Joburg as well. Now I'm back in Cape Town. Already the altitudes, the humidity affects my skin, and I have such dry skin as well. So being able to find something that's also going to help me with my pigmentation, something that's going to help me that has a good, strong SPF, and something that's going to enrich my skin, get those minerals and nutrients back in, has been absolutely paramount. So making sure that I have that, not only that self-care routine, but making sure that I pay respect to each point of that routine and not kind of fast-forwarding through my skincare routine definitely has made all the difference.
I'm going to put you on the spot right now.
Yes.
A must-have AfriDerm product that every girl and every female out there must have in their pocket.
Don't judge me. Talk about having it in my pocket. I literally have it right here.
There it is.
No, for real. Everyone who knows me knows I cannot go anywhere without the AfriDerm Day Cream. It's more than just a day cream. I have, of course, the entire range, day cream and night cream. But for me, what makes this day cream so exemplary, it already comes with an SPF 15. So I'm the person that kind of has to mix my sunscreen and my SPF along with my normal moisturizing creams. This does the job for you. Not only that, but it also truly does attack all of the problem areas that we face as people with dark skin. Hyperpigmentation, dryness, oiliness, eczema. It is truly safe to use. And you also know that not only are you putting something good on your skin, but it's got good ingredients within the product itself that feeds the skin.
Now I'm scared like you're going to just whip up something out.
Maybe out of my shoe. Maybe out of my hat.
This is how you get the poly glow, everybody. We love this for you. But for anyone struggling and saying, you know what, I don't know where to start. I feel overwhelmed. I don't know how to start with my skincare journey. What advice do you have for them?
Educate yourself. Educate yourself about your skin. Not one size does not fit all. Let's just get that out the way. There is not one miracle product that is able to get rid of absolutely everything. And that's also why I believe in products like Afriderm and brands like Afriderm, because you can see how extensive the range is. It is so extensive because we all have different skincare needs. So find something that is able to suit your specific skincare need. We're all unique, so find a unique product like Afriderm that will do that for you. And then have fun. At the end of the day, it is about self-care. It is about feeding yourself and taking care of yourself and putting your best foot forward. So do that for yourself and have fun.
Now we all know the secret, girl. Don't be alarmed if everyone is now having a glow up because you shared your secret.
No, I'd actually be so happy for that. Yes. Take all the knowledge. Take all the knowledge. That's what it's all about. Us glow sharing song.
Hey, I love that for us. Pali, as always, so good to have you with us. Have a beautiful day further. For you at home, Beautiful Skin starts with Afriderm, a groundbreaking skincare collection that is dedicated to celebrating all shades of dark skin so everyone with deep skin tones can enjoy a healthy and radiant look. Enjoy it, everybody.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
As we prepare for another amazing performance from Tapelo, she is blowing us. See, Tapelo, not Lorato, as I've been calling her for the entire show.
She has that effect.
I am mortified. She is absolutely amazing, and she's going to be performing in just a moment to help you get into the spirit. But let's see if we can do that right now with a brand new competition. Why? Because Christmas is coming early on Expresso as Golden Cloud and Beacon search for South Africa's best friends baking duo. That's the hook. From gogos to grandkids, no matter what your age, as long as you are over 16, you can grab your best friend and then stand a chance to win, get this, a 50,000, 50 grand prize as the ultimate Christmas in July bake. Wow.
You had me at the 50K right there, but listen to this. Create your bake with Golden Cloud and Beacon. And now to enter the challenge, here's what you got to do. You can share your photo of the bake on the hashtag, well, sorry, I'm using the inverted commas here, the Golden Baker Search, Christmas in July edition. That's the title, and it deserves all that emphasis. And the competition post is on the Expresso Facebook or Twitter pages or on our WhatsApp line. Now that's 063-814-2300. And of course, use
use the hashtag Golden Baker Search. And of course, you've got to tell us why you are SA's best baking duo and why you think your creation is, in fact, the best. And
which one did I do? Can you tell?
I don't know. It's actually that good. Well
yeah,
done,
not too bad.
Nice.
Just gave it extra.
Let me try my hand at this.
And this is the vibe. It's all about the chemistry that you have with your friends. So if you are out there right now with a passion for baking and want to share that with the country and with your best mate, then this is your chance. So you could be one of the 5 finalists who will be competing on Expresso, no pressure, for the grand prize with 50,000 Rand. And that winning duo is going to be crowned live on Expresso this July. And to enter the Golden Baker Search Christmas in July edition, and of course stand that chance of winning one of 2 hampers weekly, valued at 500 Rand, you've got to get on it and get on it right now. And it's brought to you by Golden Cloud and Beacon, obviously the perfect combo. And it closes, the entries at least close on the 17th of July, but you can find all those terms and conditions, all the details and inspiration on expressoshow.com. I can't tell which is yours, dude.
Oh, that's how good you are, G. Look at
oh, you're doing a star bay, a sprinkle
Star
bay.
bay.
Absolutely beautiful, and it's amazing what you can create when you combine Golden Cloud and Beacon, and of course a best mate.
Yeah, definitely get involved, and good luck.
You're not allowed a dog though. No dogs. No dogs. All right. I'm going to have to taste, dude. I can't actually wait anymore. Sorry.
I thought you were
know.
strong enough
I'm
this time.
trying. I'm not strong enough at all. I think I've proven that already.
Is it a yes?
Oh my goodness.
Is it a yes, please?
Buddy, imagine, if you will, the crunchiness on top, the icing, and you've got the crunch on the exterior of the blondie going into this toffee-like texture in the middle. Oh my word, man.
A loss for words. And I don't think you're going to be a loss for words like this next performance right now. So sit back, Mzansi, enjoy, and like I promised you, you're going to be wrapped up in all that goodness once again.
We are back on the Expresso stage with Sama-nominated Tapela Lekwane. Yes, she's here for her final performance. I don't even want to say this, but here she is with Heritage. Enjoy.
Stories told of long before the storms of old decay, we move on. Whispers in the wind that carry words of life, the thoughts we live on. Women carry calabashes, barefooted maiden. History calls you by name today, by name today. Standing on the shoulders of your grit and grind, legacy lives on. Holding hands in circles where you prayed for change, memory still strong. Sound of every footstep, every march and cry, your voice still echoes today, 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 today. And you inspire hope in those to come. And you are known for trails that blaze through skies and seas, the streets, the fields, in them, in me, in time, indeed. Warriors are grown in every trial and fault. The fight is still on, dancing after every battle lost and won. That truth still lives on. Tender words of love and courage call the soldiers home, the home they leave each day. They go away. uzelishonika makube njalo uze kube phakade makube njalo sibone isithembiso
Remember that name, please, and please come back whenever you want to, especially after winning that Sama next month. We are manifesting it for you. Where can people stay in touch with you, seeing what you're up to?
People can find me on social media. I'm at Thapelo Lekwane, that spelling, and it's across all platforms.
It has been amazing. Thank you so much for blessing us with your voice, with your beauty, with everything. We hope you enjoyed that. Please let us know what you thought of those performances that you had for you. Expresso Morning Show on S3. More of that coming away after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show. Now, when it comes to our health, a lot of us suffer from gut discomfort, but many people tend to wait until the issue gets bad enough to look for a solution. Now, Dr. Darren Green, he joins us this morning to discuss these conditions in more detail alongside with a familiar face, Piwo Mabunu, marketing manager at Ascendus Pharma, to shed some light on a possible solution that can relieve one's discomfort. Dr. Piwo, it's so great to have both of you here, and I'm really enjoying these gut conversations because it's so important.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
We often hear of so many symptoms and people not even aware that it is their gut. Dr. Darren, maybe I can chat to you, just take it back to the beginning. Sure. We have so many issues that we can experience when it comes to our gut. I mean, I'm looking at a list here: indigestion, bloating, stomach discomfort.
Ticking them off.
Goes on. Yeah, man, what is it exactly that's causing this? I mean, why is it actually even happening?
Yeah, so you've got a natural balance in the body when it comes to fuel sources and foodstuffs that you ingest, and how your body actually retaliates and extracts the maximum amount of goodness from what you're taking in. Unfortunately, there are many things that can disturb the harmony of how you extract that from whatever you're taking in. And different things, from what we eat in our diets, all the way through to medications we take, and then, of course, the big S, the stress in our lives, can all play a role in disturbing the balance of the systems at play here that work in the gastrointestinal tract, you know. And that's the system that's involved with breaking down the useful foodstuffs into chunks and sizes that are small enough to be absorbed and sent to the vital organs for the body to do its work optimally.
Okay.
Now, doctor, I'm hearing this, and you know, you're saying bloated, indigestion, heartburn, and a lot of us suffer from this. But how do we know it's our gut? How do we test for it? And what is the treatment plan going forward?
Number one is history taking. So when you visit your practitioner, you have to take what's called a history of a food diary, if it's related to the gut, very important. Look at the time of the day you're consuming food, the type of food you eat, so we can get a picture. When you see us for a 10-minute or a 15-minute or a half-an-hour consult even, we get a snapshot of your life. We need the background and the history. So when you come to us, come prepared with that information from your baby days of intolerances of certain breastfeeding milk, for example, and other milks, all the way through to starting foods that are solids with colorants, etc. And then we actually look at that entire history. So right at the start, good history taking, family history, because a lot of these gut disturbances and irritations are related to balance of enzymes and probiotics and prebiotics. And some of that stuff is genetically coded. It's in your genes, and you might not be making enough of one, or you might be making too much of another. So you need to find that balance. So history taking, and then we move on to the more serious stuff, examining the body for the things like the cramps, the bloatedness, making sure that it's not due to some other significant, serious medical problem that can be picked up with hands-on examination of the patient. And then the third component would be the special investigations, where we could do a stool culture, for example, and do imaging of the organs that are responsible for gut health, and creating, obviously, the enzymes that we need in digestion, looking for those causes with blood work and special tests.
Look, Dr. Darren, I'm listening to this and seeing clearly how important the system actually is. I mean, it's intricate on its own. There's so much that's going together just to make it work. And clearly you can see how easily that imbalance can occur. And
absolutely.
I'm sure this is obviously the reason, like you mentioned, for all these symptoms that we're struggling with. But, Piwa, maybe I can put this one to you, because we have a potential solution in this. 1 tablet a day is going to support our digestive system, and that's with uni-enzyme, right? So how exactly is that working? What's the components in it? And how is this helping our potential problem that we have here?
Yeah, so essentially uni-enzyme was formulated with all of that in mind, and I know it's quite a lot to go through. Essentially, uni-enzyme is a digestive enzyme multi-supplement that is going to help you in terms of managing those gut symptoms and also those gut discomforts that we spoke about like just now.
Yeah.
And essentially it consists of like 5 ingredients, 2 of them being digestive enzymes. So the first one is your papain, and papain is essentially your proteolytic enzyme that essentially helps in terms of breaking down your proteins into those smaller fragments that Dr. Green also mentioned earlier on. And that also works synergistically with the second enzyme that we have in there, which is your alpha amylase. And essentially your alpha amylase focuses on your starches and your carbohydrates. And we know in South Africa we love our carbohydrates, right?
Yes.
So that, even from a lifestyle perspective, we won't necessarily be able to avoid.
Everybody's like, oh, okay, I need one now. Sold, you got me.
Exactly, right? But over and above that, we also have your somatocone inside.
Yeah.
And essentially your somatocone helps with that discomfort that one will feel because of that gastrointestinal gas that builds up as well. So talking to that whole bloating, that belching, and that tight feeling in terms of your tummy and not necessarily being pregnant. So, and then that's the third ingredient. And then over and above that, we also have your nicotinamide inside, which is essentially a vitamin B3. Yeah. And what that does is that it actually helps metabolize your carbohydrates, your proteins, and also your fats as you're also ingesting your food and managing your food as well. And then over and above that, it also has activated charcoal. And I think a lot of people are quite familiar with charcoal. And in this regard, when it comes to uni-enzyme, it actually helps to trap toxins inside the gut, therefore preventing them from being absorbed in the body. So all of those 5 ingredients essentially help in terms of managing all those various symptoms, literally in that 1 tablet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I'm hearing this and I'm thinking, okay, 1 tablet, I can go crazy and eat what I want to eat because this 1 tablet is going to solve it. Dr. Darren Green, let's just spell that.
Okay. Well, firstly, I think it doesn't give you a license, a license to thrill your gut with all sorts of nasties. I think the mainstay is always looking at sufficiently balanced intake and diet. Of normal, proper food is the first choice, but there are instances where people have enzyme deficiencies, as I mentioned, as well, that can be demonstrated in terms of your genetic makeup. And then obviously looking at your response to the different foodstuffs and keeping that food diary and adjusting accordingly. So yeah, certainly don't see this as a license to thrill, but really focus on balance and getting what works for you as an individual. And combined with all that, obviously, please remember the amount of water intake with your diet is crucial.
Absolutely love this conversation. I feel like I've genuinely been educated, and I hope Mzansi has too. This is definitely going to assist us, especially with this beautiful system that we have going on. And of course, there is no reason to wait for your discomfort to get bad enough anymore, because there's actually no reason to wait at all. Now, if you'd like more information, you can visit unienzyme.co.za or your nearest pharmacy to find out more. Guys, you've been incredible. Thank you so much for educating us. And yeah, here's to a good gut health.
Great gut health.
So we often eat things because they are delicious. Most of the time, let's be honest. But sometimes we eat things because they are beautiful. We eat with the nose and we eat with the eyes. So today, it's both. We've got all bases covered. I'm talking thinly sliced, nutritious vegetables, perfectly the visual star of this spiral vegetable tart, and it is spectacular, with a layer of homemade sun-dried tomato pesto and a crispy crust that's got a little bit of extra something in it. This tart is as delicious as it is beautiful, and Be Well canola oil and olive oil blend give the vegetables a wonderful, subtle flavor note. Chef Thando is here to show us how it's all done. What are we creating today? I don't want to say cooking or baking, because this is a creation.
This is an art fest.
It's beautiful and it's super healthy.
Yes.
Okay, so what do you need from me, and what are you doing over there?
So we're creating a vegetable spiral tart. So we've got aubergine, we've got baby marrow, we've got carrot, and I'm going to make the pastry here. So what I need from you is to cut the aubergine into slices for me.
Okay, nice thin slices. Cool.
Yes, and then I'm going to add the butter into our flour. I've also got some fresh thyme, so it's a nice addition to just a standard pastry base. You could add some thyme, you could add some parsley,
some
rosemary, coriander, just chop that up really nicely.
Not coriander ever, but everything else is great.
You don't love, you the 2%?
Is it 2% or is it
I feel like it's more.
90%? Okay. No, it's crazy, and the problem is I love curries. So you must know the looks I get on my face when I tell these aunties and these grandmas,
like,
no coriander for me, and they're like, what? Get out of my house.
Oh Lord, don't say that out loud ever again.
No, I have to. No, the problem is now that everyone knows, they're constantly making me do eating challenges with it.
Oh no.
So I'm going for relatively thin. I mean, with something like this, you want obviously to create that beautiful spiral shape.
Yes.
So I'm going as thin as I can with it, but
you are doing great.
And we love eggplant. It's a beautiful kind of crowd pleaser when it comes to vegetarian dishes as well, I find.
It's very versatile.
Yeah, use it in, like, we had a pasta-free lasagna using eggplant. Perfect. Absolutely.
Layering,
and it marries with those kind of flavors as well. And here, you're getting a little bit of everything, and this is going to have a great textural element as well.
Okay, so
I'm going strong. Where are you at?
So once that's done, we're going to add some cold water. Cold water helps make sure that the butter doesn't melt in your pastry.
Okay.
Then you're going to mix that all together. I'm going to use a metal spoon. Mix that all together. And then once that's done, you're going to chill this in the fridge for a little bit, roll it up into a dough, and then chill it in the fridge for about 10 minutes. Bring it out and then roll it out into your baking tin, baking dish, whatever it is that you want to use. Put it in the oven for 10 minutes, blind bake it.
Blind bake it, okay, because you want that crispiness.
Yes.
I think the textural element here is absolutely essential, so make sure that you do it. Go the distance.
There we go.
Okay.
Then we've got our sun-dried tomatoes in here with the juice. I'm going to add some garlic.
For like the thinner pieces.
And a little bit of parmesan. Because we're going to save some as well for our base again. There we go. I'm going to need you to help me blend this. There we go. I've got some water for you if you need. Add some oil, actually.
And just a little bit of that. Oh, yeah. And we know that oil is a perfect kind of vehicle to transfer those flavors. Before I stick this in, of course, and while we are speaking about the oil, good quality oil, essential in your pantry. And canola and olive oil blend from Be Well is beautiful. The flavor notes are amazing, but you get that higher smoking point as well. The Be Well canola combined with the taste of that extra virgin olive oil to produce, it's a very versatile blend. You can use it in such an amazing range of recipes, but it has that beautiful olive taste profile, which we love, and it's going to lend itself beautifully to this tart. The blend has a high smoking point. Drivel those as salads or sizzling in the frying pan. It could do either. It's that versatile, and it's your perfect partner in the kitchen, really. And a good ratio between omega-3 and 6, which might be one of the most important combinations of nutrients to get into your body because it feeds your brain, it controls your mood. Absolutely amazing. Okay, then the next step to wrap this beauty up.
There we go. So once that's done...
Yeah, it's still a little bit done, but yeah, just for the sake of TV, we'll show you the basics.
Spread this onto the base. Get as much of that as you can in there.
And then we start ribboning our vegetables. Absolutely beautiful.
And then you grab a piece of carrot. You can grab an aubergine. And you just start in the center. And then you're just going around.
Oh, yay.
There we go.
Might be a little bit too robust, but I absolutely love that. Then repeat.
Until...
It's gonna come together beautifully as the spiral, as you can see in that finished product. It looks amazing. You really do eat with the eyes, so you're telling your body you're gonna get the nutrients with those colors.
Yeah.
But it's just a crowd pleaser. Whip this out at any event and people are gonna go ooh and ah. And here's another opportunity for you at home to go ooh and ah, because you can win big with Be Well. They are giving away a 150,000 Rand grand prize. 150,000 Rand, boom. And you stand a chance to win your share of 50,000 Rand as well. So enter by simply purchasing your favorite Be Well product. We've shown you so many. Take a photo of yourself and your Be Well product and then send that picture to any of the Be Well social media platforms or send it to their WhatsApp line on 0605823678. And that's along with your name and your contact number, please. But you can find the terms and conditions on Be Well's website. And for this recipe, you can head over to expressoshow.com. In fact, for all of our culinary inspiration, you've been amazing today. You have created some absolutely perfect things, but if you missed anything, you can get the recipe and all of the details at expressoshow.com.
Yes, Mzansi, it's time to have some fun. And of course, I'm joined by the beautiful team from Metro FM, of course, and the gents here too. Thank you. Uh-oh. Before I get killed out here. Uh-oh. But it's time to have some fun, and we're going to definitely do all of that because myself and the team are going to be doing a rendition. Yes, it's karaoke time, and this one is Pharrell Williams. It's called Happy. You guys chose this one, right? So
yes, we did.
Better come through, right?
We're coming through.
All right. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Ready that music, DJ. Let's do this. Makes it crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. Yes. Here we go. I like
take a break. Yes.
Hot air balloon that could go to space.
Hey.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
Like I don't care, baby, by the way.
Hey.
Why?
Because I'm happy. If you feel like a room without a roof. Hey, hey, because I'm happy. If you like happiness is the truth. Hey, because I'm happy. If you know what happiness is to you. Hey. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
Yes. Metro time, baby.
Come on.
Who's up? Who's up? Who's up?
Come on.
Give me all you got. All right, let's go. Come on, we can do this, guys.
Okay. Good, man.
I'm
Okay.
just making it up. Woo!
To you, don't waste good time.
Here we go, Mo. Come on, Mo.
Happy. Clap along if you feel like the roof.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel. It's a word.
You guys have been great.
Bring me down.
Honestly, guys, you have been incredible. Thank you so much for jamming with us. I know this is going to be a #1 hit when it comes to our karaoke list. Because normally we're just destroying these songs, but we had some fun on that, right?
We had the moves at least.
Definitely had the energy, and I hope you enjoyed that, Mzansi. That's your feel-good breakfast show along with this feel-good team here from Metro FM doing the things. And let us know what you thought of that song. Was it good? Yes, it was.
Oh, Radio Meets TV, missing the Metro FM team, but they did us proud. So, of course, we turn to tomorrow. Yes, that's the culinary hotline. Bling! And it's the Father's Day edition. Of course, we'd love to hear from you. Any conundrums, send us a WhatsApp voice note on 063-408-8863. And, of course, Nico Panaggio is on the set tomorrow, but he's a married man like me. And, of course, it's one of my favorite human beings on the planet's birthday today. He's my second boyfriend. Can't wait. Happy birthday, Nico. Beautiful, man. Look at that. They do kind of come as a package deal, but we love you. So please, would you help us sing a happy birthday for this gorgeous human being?
He's watching right now.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carl. Happy birthday to
you. Oh, we love you, Guy.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, and all of you have an amazing day. Goodbye.
For when it's chilly or rainy or just for the sake of it, here's the toastiest ways of keeping winter at bay, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.